He got
I can't go back
just boxes and boxes of brand bars that he been using. I told him about something. I said, he a little bit of work for some. I'll give it to him if he wants it. If he brings the box, so give it to him. Okay, this too? Yeah.
No dairy, no sugar, no eggs.
Put it right here, right there. Yeah, we'll get it, yeah. Right there, we'll get into it. Thank you, Mom.
Thank you.
Wait a minute now, she put both of the feet.
Look, well, let me bring you another side.
Okay, yeah.
Ariel said, wait a minute.
We all three was splitting all three.
Right, I'm like, wait a minute, you forgot somebody.
I just say, I can count.
Good. Shabbat shalom, y'all. Shabbat shalom to the worldwide family. Peaceful Sabbath, y'all, as we get about our hour's business today. We got a few scripts we gonna go over, y'all, so we gonna get right to it. Y'all know how we get down, y'all. We turn toward Holy Jerusalem, from whence our help cometh from.
It's on me.
Yeah.
All right, family. We're going to get this opening prayer. And it is with the Most High's permission. And it's in the name of His only begotten and beloved Son, our Lord and Savior and our Redeemer, Yahushua HaMashiach. But we know Him as Jesus the Christ, family. Long live the King.
Long live the King.
Reading in the book of Psalms. In the 4th chapter, it reads, Hear me when I call, O Elohim of my righteousness.
Yes.
Thou hast enlarged me when I was in distress. Have mercy upon me and hear my prayer.
Yes.
O ye sons of men, how long will ye turn my glory into shame? How long will ye love vanity and seek after leasing?
Yes, sir.
Selah.
Selah.
But know that the Most High hath set apart him that is godly for himself.
Yes.
Yahweh will hear when I call unto him.
Yes.
Stand in awe and sin not.
Yes.
Commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. Selah.
Selah.
Offer the sacrifices of righteousness and put your trust in the Most High.
Yes.
There be many that say, Who will show us any good? Master, lift thou up the light of thy countenance upon us. Thou hast put gladness in my heart, more than in the time that their corn and their wine increased. I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Yahweh, only makest me dwell in safety.
Hallelujah! Selah!
Yes, sir. Powerful, bro. Y'all, like I say, we're going to get right to it. Today's lesson, Yah controls the sword of man.
That's what I just said.
So, yes, sir, you did, didn't you? Well, you picked that out perfectly, y'all. So we're going to go over a few things today concerning that. Been a few questions, but y'all know how we get down first. We want to extend prayer requests out, especially to our brethren, to the house of Elder Judah and our sister Tashiba.
That's right.
Just need some strong prayers going up for them, y'all.
Yeah.
For that household, need some strengthening in that household, y'all. So that's the house of our Elder Judah, Sister Tashiba. Also to the house of Uriah, Brother Uriah, Sister Hananiah, our brother Akda in the homeland, our sister Yisraela and Imon Naomi Yah, and also to our fam that's not in the house today, Zebediah Boaz and sister Naomi, just a little ill today, so they just wanted to be extra careful. Y'all know how this thing is. So y'all definitely want our prayers going up for our fam that they have a speedy recovery.
Happy anniversary to Ariel and Jada.
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant.
Ariel Jada. Happy anniversary to y'all, brother and sis. Yes, sir. Also, you sent me, Sister Karen, who was that?
I don't remember his exact
See,
name.
I know
Anthony.
what you said. Was it Anthony, brother Anthony?
Anthony,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Brother shot in the
Shouts
head.
out for, yeah, brother Anthony shot in the back of the
But
head.
he gave his heart
But
to
he's
the
still
Lord.
talking.
He gave his heart to the Lord.
Still good. That's wonderful.
praise.
That's outstanding. But y'all, Yah controls the sword of man. So while we going here, you hear a few talks of, you know, what can happen with this situation. The law allow Missouri open carry, and so y'all, for one thing, we say know the gun laws of whatever state you in. If you're gonna be traveling to another state with your weapon, know what the gun laws are in that state as well, so you don't get yourself on the wrong side of the law. But what we're going to deal with today, we're going to deal with it in three fashions. We're going to deal with Yah and the Messiah and the almighty sword, the sword that corrects nations. Then we'll break it down to men and brethren like ourselves, you know, on that sword being used. And then we'll use two righteous men, example, so to speak, Abraham and Moses. Their walk having to deal with this situation of the commandment, thou shalt not kill, which extends far beyond just the letter of the law. There's so many ways, and y'all, there's still a conscious situation. A question came up by, who was that, Oxleepy? Who was that? No, that was our brother this morning.
The brother this morning, I think his name was Shakriya.
Yeah, Shakriya, yeah.
He basically asked if he comes home from work or comes into his home and his wife and another man are having relations and he catches them in the act,
Yeah.
is he lawful according to this system in killing them and will receive no jail time?
And what system? This
this
system? No, that it's a case by case situation. It's a state by state situation for the laws of the land. As if a state will acknowledge temporary insanity.
Right.
If that's the case,
Crime of
or
passion.
what they say, a crime of passion.
Right.
But all of that's still gonna be determined by your consciousness.
Right.
Is how they're gonna weigh that.
Right.
To see, because men do crazy things. You coming up youthful lust, you will have somebody go see if holler at my gal and see if she'll holler at you.
Yeah.
I'm testing her.
Right.
You know, and you done mess around and open that test up too much.
And she did holler.
Yeah, she did holler. Right.
She was eager to holler.
So those things have to be looked at from that perspective. If he knew something but just never said nothing, you know, like Numbers 30, he hearing some things and he may need to correct, but he just ain't. So, or, you know, something just happens, you know, circumstance, and he does lose his mind. But all of it will be judged from the mental of an individual. Y'all have to understand, the world is pushing its conscious laws on the world right now. And its book of life is your cell phone or your computer. That's how you're getting into this system. If you get a cell phone, we locking you, we put you in the system. We're going to track it. We're going to put it to everything that you own. If you notice, you got your laptop, your Google tied right into it, and you ain't it. Everything is being connected concerning you. So your name is going in the book of life of this nation, so to speak, of the world. And they're tracking you by your consciousness and your behavior through this called your consciousness right here. See, it's always in your right hand, and it's what goes right here into your forehead. That's your thought pattern. So when you thinking you have it in your hand, and notice these phones are designed to make sure you can hold them and move your thumb around with comfortability, I should say. While you driving, you better be careful though. But you know all of this. But what we're talking about is that's what they come for. It don't matter who they deal with. Donald Trump on, they coming for all of their stuff. Everybody they're putting up. How is you moving money? How you're dealing with individuals? What did you say to this individual? They're going back and getting emails like they'll do a Hillary Clinton back 2016. Way before that, they got everything. Ain't nothing been deleted. That's what y'all have to understand. Some things they may not be able to pull back up, but it all depends on how far they gonna dig. Go ahead, sis.
Then I think that's the reason why they mad at Bonnie Willis, because she was talking about having money
Yeah.
in the house.
Yeah.
Cash.
Yeah.
And they looking at her like, who keeps cash?
In the house, and they know better than who keeps cash.
Right.
Hell, the mattress always been the bank.
But that's what she said her dad did.
Yeah, that's
daddy
what our
always kept
grandmama
money.
still do.
So he had 3 safes in the house.
Boy, look, and the number one safe was the browser.
Right.
Boy, look here.
Right.
He bring home the check, first thing she do is stuff it down in the safety
Right.
net.
And if you need some extra cash, he went
It
right in
went
there.
right
and gave
there.
it.
That was the bank.
Let me transfer 20, mama.
Yes, sir. She had it.
There you go. Hot.
Hot and sweaty, like you said.
He said, there you go.
But you didn't care, did you?
No.
That money still spent it.
You exchanged it.
Yeah. So y'all, we want to get into this because we got a few scripts to read, y'all. And y'all know how we get down. Everything we read is from the Almighty and his word given to his son, one and only high priest after the order of Melchizedek, Yeshua HaMashiach, locally known as Jesus the Christ. And he brings forth the law of his father to every male, every female, rich, poor, free and bond, Jew or Gentile. So y'all, when we're talking about war, even using the term of war, that means something has to die or you don't have war.
Right.
Peacetime, you don't have no war, do you, Lysis?
No.
Big country had a question.
Okay, Big Country had a question.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
we're going to
yeah.
get into
Right on,
what bro was asking about, can you come home with a conscience that, because this is what we have to understand. The law of Melchizedek, the order of Melchizedek started with Adam, Genesis and Revelation. He's Alpha and Omega. So that never changes. Now we got boot camp Melchizedek called the order of Aaron. That's just boot camp Melchizedek. All it does is deprograms you from the land you've been in bondage to, because that's the only place it's going to show up. And it's to whoop this flesh back into shape so your consciousness can get back on Melchizedek. And we had that running through all the time. Moses did Melchizedek all the time. David did Melchizedek all the time, even though we were still under the order of Aaron. The Messiah did the Melchizedek order because that's the whole Matthew 5th chapter called the Sermon on the Mount.
That's right.
It's the same thing Moses got. He's just bringing the law. He's just bringing it from the conscious perspective like it needs to be. Because if it's not, you're going to always be looking at this and you don't value it anyway. Right. You don't value anything, but you should value your mental. Because that's your mental game. You're solely responsible for it, not another. And we just going to get into that so we get some good understanding today, y'all. Because the order of Melchizedek, y'all, if you don't have this and not able to explain this, everything else going on in the Bible is a lost cause because you don't have an intercessor that you can trust. You make man that intercessor.
Right.
And he don't trust himself.
Cursed be the man that trusts in man.
Man, curse be the man.
Right.
So you pull yourself up under a curse when you try to do this priesthood with who it don't rightfully belong to. But y'all, let's just get right at it. Ephesians with war, y'all, you know we always got war. What's that other question for Big Country though? Thank you, brother.
No problem. I was gonna get back to it later, but I'll read it right now. Give me one moment, let me scroll to it. Okay, I got it right here. Okay, the country.
No,
has,
we're gonna go to
fam,
it.
could y'all explain Deuteronomy chapter 1, verses 15 through 16? This is the verse that IUIC and other camps use to say that they are over us.
They're over us. What does that say again?
Over who?
Deuteronomy
Yeah.
1,
Deuteronomy-
chapter 1, verses 15 through 16.
Deuteronomy chapter 1.
They over who?
He said they use them scriptures to say that they're over us.
15, 16.
Yes, sir.
So I took the chief of your tribes, wise men, and known, and made them heads over you, captains over 1,000, and captains over 100, and captains over 50, and captains over 10, and officers among your tribe. And I charged your judges at that time, saying, hear the cause between your brethren, and judge righteously between every man and his brother, and the stranger that is with him. Ye shall not respect the persons in judgment, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great. Ye shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is God's, and the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it. So that don't put nobody over nobody. It's talking about wise men. First of all, who is the wise man, and what considers him to be wise? For him to be a captain over anybody. And then we got to understand this is in the heart of the wilderness.
Yes, sir. I was gonna say, go back to
So,
verse 1.
Shalom. So we're
Shabbat
back
shalom,
in basic training, but this is the same thing. Shalom.
Shalom, brother.
It's the same thing they do with 1 Samuel 8. Shalom, Micah. It's the same thing that where he says, I make you captains over 50s and over this. But if you go back to verse 1, like Elijah said in verse 1 about this one, this tells you that Israel wanted a king that they could see. And he said, I'm going to give y'all a king then, since y'all at the Most High. I'm y'all king. But since y'all want a king, I'm going to give you one. And this is what he going to do. He going to make you captains over 50. He going to take your women. He going to run your young man. He going to do all that. See, they use that same verse 2. But they don't start at verse 1. Right. So you can look, so you won't see it's a curse. Now you look at these wise men, or elevate me. But now if you start off, he's giving them Saul. You want a king like earthly man, then this is what they gonna do.
Right.
They gonna run you ragged. And that's what they're doing in these camps. They're actually thinking now that they're gonna be captains over 50 in the kingdom. The only problem is they say all the nations will be dead. So who will you be captive over but your own people?
Right. See,
and that ain't happening in the kingdom, because it say we're going to be brethren. We walk side by side like we're supposed to walk now. That's just a scripture that they grabbed in the middle. It's called verse teaching. We'll start right here. But we got 1 Corinthians 12:29. Run that real quick, Elijah. 1 Corinthians 12:29, so we get out of this captain foolishness. When you ever heard Peter, you heard any Peter or any of them called captain? No. You ever heard any of the disciples called captains? No. Any of the prophets called captains? No. We heard the captain of the host, but we know who he is. Right. He is the captain.
Yeah. Right.
He's not Captain America, he above him.
Boy, that's crazy.
Run that real quick, Elijah. 1 Corinthians 12:29. Let's see the administration and see if what they run into you, then just have them go to this, because we under Melchizedek. What that ought to say, Elijah?
And then you have to also understand this was that order was something that Jethro told to Moses to help him keep order.
Yeah.
Because it was too much of a burden for him to try to control all the issues of this great number of people at one time by his own self. Exactly. It would worry him to death.
Yeah.
Right. So he had to appoint people to help him in these causes.
Yeah.
Right. That was for that reason and that reason only.
Only. And wise men, he had to pick out the men, them 70 elders.
They had to be tried.
Right.
Tried men.
To see if they were able to even handle such a burden.
And
with discretion, without having respect of person.
That's what we talk about. Because what we just read in Deuteronomy said the same thing. No respect for the young, no respect for the old, for the rich or the poor. Fair judgment. The only way you can do that is to be a student and a studier of the law of the Most High.
All you have to do is add up, compare what they're saying to what is written. Yeah. But you have to compare it to what is written, not by what you think it means. Not by your own vain opinion.
Right.
But match it up to the scriptures, thus saith the Most High and his holy begotten Son. Right. See if that matches up. Go back to verse 1. Yeah. It always tell you what the subject matter is beforehand.
Absolutely.
It just goes into detail as you get further into the chapter. That's all it does.
Yes,
it
sir.
just goes further into detail about the summary from verse 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you went to school, you know that.
Yes, sir. But it's called verse teaching. It's done that for a reason. To teach over your head. So then we say this guy should be made this. And this guy don't know nothing. It's like a deacon in the church. When you read deacon in the Bible, it say he must be trained. He can't be a novice. A novice is a beginner. He can't be a beginner in the word. He can only have one wife. He can't be caught up in no other fools. He got to rule his household well. That's a deacon. But the deacons today don't know nothing. The deacons today in the church are just well men. The preachers say something, well, yes, wow. And their deacons today are, that's right. That it's just Hebrew Christianity. What they is got you under administration of men because they're Pharisees. There's nowhere in the Bible when the Messiah came that anybody, even David, them naming men captains. And what are you talking about? That was to get you through the wilderness. Here, you take this number of people and handle them and train them. This how many you need to train. But once we're trained, you ain't got nobody over you like that. The TI don't follow you after you got out of basic training, do it?
No.
Can he be knocking on your door just checking and see if you still know how to crawl up under the barbed wire? You do a little demonstration on your car. Just want to make sure you're good. No, man, come on. Read that. Go ahead, Elisha. That 1 Corinthians 12:29. Let's see that administration.
Now, I'm going to first start at verse 1
Yes,
so we
sir.
understand what it's talking about. Now, concerning spiritual gifts, brethren,
Concerning what?
spiritual gifts,
Uh-huh.
I would not have you ignorant. So don't be ignorant not knowing what's going on when I go further into this detail about what I just said.
Yeah.
Verse 29.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to start at 28.
Okay.
27.
Be at one in a minute.
Right.
27.
Go ahead,
I'm
bro.
going to stop at 27.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now ye are the body of Hamashiach.
What are we?
The body of Hamashiach.
Yes, sir.
And members in particular. And Yahweh hath set some in the church, first apostles.
See, he set the order of the church. We're in the church age. We're not in the wilderness age. You got to know what age you're in or they're going to run this stuff on you consistently. Go ahead, bro. What else to say?
First apostles.
Uh-huh.
Secondarily, prophets. Thirdly, teachers.
Uh-huh.
After that, miracles. Then gifts of healing.
Yes, sir.
Helps. Governments. Diversities
So much
of tongues. Are all apostles?
Nope.
Are all prophets?
Nope.
Are all teachers?
Nope.
Are all workers of miracles?
Nope.
Have all the gifts of healing?
Nope.
Do all speak with tongues?
Nope.
Do all interpret?
Nope.
But covet earnestly the best gifts, and yet show I unto you a more excellent way.
And then he show them in the next chapter 13 because he tell you if any charity you do ain't about this gospel, you just wasting your time. If you give to the poor and it ain't about this gospel, you wasting your time. So he gets into the number one gift, and that's the gift of hospitality. That's because that's what he telling you. If this puts strain or pressure on you to do the work of the Lord or to love your brother as yourself, this ain't for you. But see, to get that captain, that's penitentiary doctrine. See, they got you over men. You ain't over no men. That's why they don't never run the disciples' ass that up. When you leave, which one of us gonna be in charge? He say, send that child up here. Come up here. This who's in charge, this child. Innocence is in charge. No guile is in charge. Did he name the 144,000 as heads over 50?
No.
Or did he just pull them? Revelation 7, Revelation
He
14.
pulled so many out of each tribe.
Of conscience and
work.
no guile out of their mouth.
That's it, brother.
Boy, these captains over you will drive you crazy because they'll have you doing things you ought not be doing. Like that boy talking about he was captain over 5 and he was a wine pourer for this. I poured that brother's wine. You poured that brother's wine. And the Messiah washed the disciples' feet and y'all got captains. You understand what I'm saying, Elisha? It's foolishness. Go ahead, Tubai.
1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 2, and it says, feed the flock of God.
Do what?
Feed the flock of God, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof.
Yes, sir.
Not by constraint.
Not by what?
Not by constraint. But willingly. Not for filthy lucre.
Yeah.
But for a ready mind. A ready mind. Neither as being lords over God's heritage.
Yes, sir.
But being examples to the flock.
See,
That's
being
right.
examples to the flock. Now we're gonna run this last one. If you realize, give me some 1 Samuel 8.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Hand
Can
first,
you
too.
repeat that last verse that wasn't read? What was that first piece?
That was 1 Peter 5.
Yeah.
Verses 2 through 3.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. And y'all, we have to do this real quick to knock this on out the box because people looking for strikes on her. See, Moses and Aaron was court-martialed about this same thing. You understand what I'm saying? They lifted themselves up with the Most High. When you get into Numbers 20 and verse 25, you're going to see Aaron getting court-martialed. Pull them clothes off of him. He don't deserve it.
Where we going now, Elisha?
1 Samuel chapter 8. I'm gonna start at 1.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna jump down to 11.
Yeah. Y'all, and here again, we're going to see, y'all, this ain't got nothing to do with men trying to be over captive. These men who run these scriptures, they want to be the Lord.
Right.
That's all.
And Free Case Ray, he want to be the Lord,
That's all it is.
the Messiah, because he came in the Passover on a horse.
Right.
Y'all understand what I'm saying? And people fainting and falling out. Negro, you got a horse up in the assembly where we gonna eat at?
Right.
That horse may drop a load. I'm like, Brother Jake, y'all better be glad he wasn't there, because he say he'd have pulled a stick pin out of one of them hats of them women and stuck that horse right in his ass. And he said when it'd have roared up and drug him through the city, I bet he wouldn't have pulled it no more.
Ah, man, just a vision of that.
Just what you trying to do? Who you trying to fool? That's why you want to be captains, because you want to be looked at as the Lord.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Lyson.
All of them do. 1 Samuel chapter 8 verse 1.
Yes, sir.
And it came to pass, when Samuel was old, that he made his sons judges over Israel.
Yes, sir.
Now the name of his firstborn was Joel, and the name of his second Abiah. And they were judges in Beersheba. And his sons walked not in his ways.
What did his sons do?
Walked not in his ways, but turned aside after lucre.
Money. Lucre. That's what lucre is. When you look it up, you see a basketball player straight out of college, #1 pick. He signed a lucrative contract today. Big money.
Yeah.
Big money.
Go ahead.
And took bribes.
And what else he do?
Took bribes.
No, you ain't gonna get away from that. You did what with whose woman?
Right.
Oh no, boy, they gonna cost you that heifer you got on. Man, my daddy gave me that. Well, look, what you want me to do? Tell it for everybody else? I'll bring the heifer up.
Right.
Go ahead.
And perverted judge.
And did what?
Perverted judge.
That's siding with somebody that's wrong,
evil.
dead wrong.
But that's your
Siding,
boy.
yeah, perverted. Well, you know, he didn't put in a lot of work, so we ain't gonna look. We can't do it. Look. You know, sometimes we look. If he wrong, I don't want to be right on this one.
Right.
For a respected person.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
Then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together and came to Samuel unto Ramah and said unto him, Behold, thou art old.
You old elders, you old prophets. Y'all old, man. See, and this is what happens when the youth get beside itself. See, that happened in the war in heaven. The youth, Satan and his youthful group got too big for their britches.
Yeah.
Go ahead, what else to say, like?
And thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations.
Like all the who?
Nations.
See, we always want to be worldly and had everything, y'all. Our own army, our own navy, our air force of angels.
Yeah.
Food brought to us, every nation bowing to us, but we want a king like they got. Ain't that something? And we got a king that sit on high.
That rules all the earth.
Yeah, and you want somebody you can just see. Go ahead, bro.
But the thing displeased Samuel when they said, Give us a king to judge us. And Samuel prayed unto the Most High.
Yeah.
And the Most High said unto Samuel, hearken unto the voice of the people.
See, the Most High give you what you want.
That's right.
See, when you keep asking for, all right, he said, go and give them what they want. Since you got to make a believer out of them sometimes. Right. They hard head.
Let him bust his own head.
Go ahead, bro.
Hearken unto the voice of the people, in all that they say unto thee. For they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me.
What have they done?
Rejected the Most High. That I should not reign over them.
That he should not reign over him, y'all. And it's the same thing today. Men don't want Messiah reigning over them.
Right.
They want to do their own thing.
Yes.
They want to equal him down. They're now calling him just a brother in the sense like he has no hierarchy.
Right.
Oh, he was a brother. Did he ever sin? Was he better than 144,000?
Yes.
But you want a king you can see that'll ride in the Passover on a horse, have to be guided by the trainers. Hell, you weren't even riding it yourself. Hell, you could have rolled it in like a big wheel and made it slash. The horse slash. And jump off and jump back up.
And kicked over every damn thing.
Boy, look here. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 8.
Yeah.
According to all the works which they have done since the day that I brought them up out of Egypt, even unto this day, wherewith they have forsaken me and served other gods, so do they also unto thee.
And y'all see, this wasn't a lot of problem before Egypt. Abraham and the promise, Isaac now, they didn't have this problem of being in bondage. Y'all, bondage takes a number on us. It does a number on us. Go ahead.
Now therefore, hearken unto their voice. Howbeit yet protest solemnly unto them, and show them the manner of the king that shall reign over them.
So he said, yeah, but Howard, go ahead and protest to them. Let them know, okay, since this what y'all want, this is the order from the Most High. This what y'all gonna get.
And Samuel told all the words of the Most High unto the people that asked him of a king. And he said, this will be the manner of the king that shall reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself.
What he gonna do?
Appoint them for himself.
Yeah.
For his chariot and to be his horsemen. And some shall run before his chariot.
And that's what they do when you watch these camps. They have them coming out before them, lying and they see something. General on deck. Got your men bowing to a man and he got a prescription in his pocket.
Right.
He needs high blood pressure medicine.
Yeah.
And he unclean.
And he unclean. Go ahead, bro.
And he will appoint him captains over thousands.
What he gonna appoint him?
Captains over thousands. And captains over 50. And will set them to ear his grind.
And set them to ear his grind. That's why you have this man that want to be captain now, and they keep talking about that raggedy 12 tribe chart. That was a chart of a man. He got them earing his grind. Let's talk about this chart. That ain't Genesis 49. It's missing people off of that chart. It's missing perspective off of that chart according to Genesis 49. And what we'll be scattered to and what we'll be going through. It don't work, but they're earing his grind. They aired his grind with a false prophecy in the year 2000. And when it failed, and instead of calling him a false prophet, they go with this other guy, the general, that tell him, or his guy that speaking for him, told him, well, it really wasn't a false prophecy in 2000. What happened was, it's like the book of Jonah. See, Jonah told the Lord, you knew you was going to spare Nineveh, but you was making me go the same way. So he was just showing Jonah a sign that he already have things in place. So what he was doing is that prophecy of 2000, he was just saying and showing that all of y'all here today wouldn't have got this word if that prophecy had came to pass. So ain't y'all thankful y'all here to hear it? And they start clapping like seals. I say, look at this sleight of hand. For filthy lucre's sake. How about they be born in the kingdom? Wouldn't that be better? But you cover up a false prophecy. That's what we're talking about. You hold him in such high esteem, and he called himself triple and quadruple and 5-time general. He got his stripes go up this way on this sleeve and down on this one. He top dog. and he's a false prophet, and you still hold him like this and ear his grind to this day. What my teacher told me.
Right.
And the teacher ain't the Messiah.
Right.
Let's get some more. What does it say, Elisha?
And to reap his harvest, and to make his instruments of war, and instruments of his chariots.
So that's why they come like a parade, 50 strong, 100 strong that carry marching around, but ain't nobody taking the building. You standing 50 out on the street corner when it say only go by 2, at the most by 3. So you learn each other. So you two friends know who to lay down your life for. You got each other. You back to back with each other in a scrap. If you got a third one, he's making a way out for you, or he can get to somebody and tell them, well, this is what happened to the 2 they got put down. But 50, you never see them going house to house in the neighborhood by 2s. They're going by groups because they've been lumped over. Okay, you got 50. You got the Quick Trip, right? Yeah. I got the Quick Trip. And you got Ace Hardware. You gonna stand in front of that? How many you got? I'm Captain over 20. That's all that'll take is 20 in there. Yeah. There ain't too many people going through there. They just gonna have some horse feed and hay, so it ain't gonna be that much on them. And what you got? I got 50. Where y'all going? We gonna be in front of the Dairy Queen. Okay. And ain't nobody said we going door to door. By 2.
Because they all Dairy Queen.
Yeah. What else say, Elisha? What else he gonna do to him?
And he shall take your daughters to be confectionaries, and to be cooks, and to be bakers.
Gonna put them in the kitchen. Get in there and get things ready for these elders and high top dogs.
I got a second witness for that by 2.
Okay.
The brother Rodney sent this out this morning.
Yeah, he did. That was good. I right in Minnesota. Yes, sir.
4:9-12.
What it say?
It reads,
2 is better than 1.
2 are better than 1.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow.
Yes, sir.
But woe to him that is alone when he falleth.
Yeah.
For he hath not another to help him up. Again, if 2 lie together, then they have heat.
Yeah.
But how can one be warm alone?
Yes, sir.
And if one prevail against him, 2 shall withstand him, and a 3-fold cord is not quickly broken.
A 3-fold cord, y'all, at the max 3. Y'all, you don't need a gang. The Most High ain't never had a gang. It ain't gonna be a gang to face the Antichrist. 2.
But then the third witness is Galatians 6:2.
Yes, sir.
And it says, bear ye one another's burdens.
Yes.
And so fulfill the law of Hamashiach.
See, and that's bearing one another's burden, not overseeing it or charging them or being lording over the flock.
Right.
Y'all get into what the disciples asked Messiah, who gonna be in charge?
Right.
Which one of us gonna be the leader? The sons of Zebedee had the other disciples' forehead turned up when they mom, Lord, can you make him sit on both sides of you in the kingdom? They're like, what's she talking? She thinks she is. He like, no, it's given for who it's given to.
That's right.
Don't worry about that, but your son's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
But I can't appoint them positions around the throne of the Most High.
Now here is Christ saying he don't appoint.
Boy, look at that. But read just down to 16. I mean 18. Just read down to 18. Yeah.
Where I'm at,
You at
14.
Yeah.
And he will take your fields and your vineyards and your olive yards, even the best of them, and give them to his servants.
Ain't that what Ahab did and Jezebel to that man?
Yeah.
Took his servant. This is the same thing they're gonna do to you because you trust in them.
Right.
You assign your deed over to. Do you know people actually they'll go in and pick up individuals' checks from their jobs?
Yeah.
They'll come to your door and knock on. Now that's when they go door to door. Brother, we ain't seen you in class. Where are those tights? No, AZ Benjamin. Where are those tights at? Lemuel, he said, I got them, just hold up till I come back. And he left the door open when he was walking by. It was shining. They didn't know if it was one of them samurai swords or what, but it was a 45. And it was shining. He said, I got some tights for y'all. And they disappeared. And didn't come back no more. Or they have what they call sack day, where they have them out on them oil tables. And then this so-called high priest or this one called comfort, they pull up in the car, and they get out. Sack day. That means you give up everything
Run them pockets.
off the table plus what you have in your pockets. And you had the one guy say, I didn't give him all I had. I slipped some money in my sock. Now, I want you to think about this, where his conscience level was at. He say he's serving the Lord, but he's stealing from himself.
That's right.
Putting money in his pocket so he don't have to give this because they pulling a Debo move.
Boy, they deblowing the hell out there.
Shalom, Sister Kid.
Shalom.
They pulling the Debo move on him. You know, he having to do this when they come around on sack day and you doing the work of the Lord. Shalom. Y'all understand what we saying?
Yeah.
This is what they're reducing men to and got them out on corners, working for them like they're big pimping.
Right.
And when they pull up, sack day, P-I-M-P, put it in my pocket. That's what a pimp is, ain't it?
Yeah.
Put it in my pocket. P-I-M-P.
Yeah.
So y'all, you going down to 18, Elisha, we can get on this lesson. We got to get caught back up. Go ahead, Elisha.
Verse 15.
Yeah.
And he will take the 10th of your seed and of your vineyard and give to his officer.
Who we going to give it to?
His officer. And to his servant.
And to his servants. Give me your money. Shit, here you go. Go on, y'all going to have a good time. Go make it rain with that. Go ahead.
And all of them do that.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
In every organization of the sort, they do that. They take from the poor and give amongst
to the
their homies.
Yes, sir.
You know, and they feed off the poor. You know, they're hirelings. Because in the wolf come, they all flee.
Sure do.
And lead a flock for themselves.
Yes, sir.
And he will take your men servants and your maid servants and your goodliest young men and your asses and put them to his work.
What he gonna have them do?
Put him to his work.
Boy, look here.
He will take the 10th of your sheep, and ye shall be his servant.
What shall you be?
His servant. And ye shall cry out in that day, because of your king, which ye shall have chosen you, the Most High, and the Most High will not hear you in that day.
See, and it's 19, they still didn't obey the law, but he told me, he's like, this is what y'all want. Y'all want somebody robbing y'all. Y'all dying to be somebody's food.
Isaiah 30 and 10.
I want y'all to understand that. Dying to be somebody's food.
Prophesy not unto us right things.
Prophesy
smooth things. Prophesy deceit.
Deceit. Dying to be somebody's food. Yo, so we hope that cleared that up. Yo, we under the administration.
Right.
You either gonna get with them gifts of the spirit, or you gonna be doing man's work, and they gonna be hustling the hell out of you. And that's what they choose to do by running them scriptures on you and not going to verse 1. You know, Elisha doing that verse teaching.
Yeah.
Setting you up and that's what I'm supposed to do.
Well, it's sad
Right here. And that's how they
It sure do.
Look, and then they say, and he'll take your women, and then you like, well, that's what it say when you a captain, you get to do that. Go on in there, woman. What you hesitating? You say that.
Sirach chapter 33 and verse 19.
Yeah.
Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend power over thee.
Don't give them
what?
what?
Give not thy son, wife, brother, or friend power over thee while thou livest. And give not thy goods to another, lest it repent thee, and thou retrieve for the same again. As long as thou livest and hast breath in thee, give not thyself over to any.
See, and this is what we're talking about. When you reduce your soul to hide what's your money, that's your money.
Right.
And put it in your sock and say, I don't want these wolves to get it. That's totally different from Acts 5th chapter when that man, that Ananias and Sapphira lied to the Holy Spirit. He said that was y'all property.
Right.
It's still y'all's right now.
Yeah.
Gonna ask you again, what you sell it for? 200.
The boy just don't learn.
Yeah, he like, all right, ain't no need. You lying to the Holy Spirit, that's on you. Y'all, it's always been about this. And y'all, we're gonna move on. I just want to get it rolling good. Y'all controls the sword of man. See, if y'all don't control the sword of man, you're gonna get captives. And you know what else they teach about them captives, Elijah? They say that's what you're gonna get that now. You get that in the kingdom. Well, they also teach every other nation gonna be wiped out.
Yeah.
So who you gonna be captain over? But your own brother is.
So they setting it up right now.
They setting it up right now. They getting it in your mental that you're gonna be servant to an individual that's not the Messiah. There's gonna be the Messiah, then there's gonna be David, then there's gonna be your captain of 50, and then a captain of 1,000 is over him, and then finally here we get to you. So you done did all this work for the Lord, and you end up in a priest's chamber. That's all the room you got. That's all you deserve in the kingdom.
So you not only a servant in this life, but the life to come.
Come.
Yep.
So where's your rest? You
And if they doing you
rest.
like this now,
You ain't entering no rest, are you?
let's get it, y'all. Yah controls the sword of man. We're going to start off, y'all, with the Father and the Messiah and how they control things. And with war, y'all, something's going to die. Let's not be fooled. That's why it's called war.
Where you go first?
Huh?
Where you going first?
I'm going first to Revelation 12, 7 through 10. Because, y'all, it didn't start on earth. It started way before earth was even created. Before earth was ever thought about, these things was going by. Or I should even say, yeah, because that's what caused all of the chaos up in what we call the universe today. Or in the heavens. Revelation 12, 7 through 10, real quick. We're going to go through the Yah and Messiah. Then we'll break it down to men and brother, and then hopefully we get on through this. Two righteous men, Abraham and Moses, and we'll get those questions answered as well.
All right, family. We're going to be reading in the book of Revelation, chapter 12. We're going to start the reading in verse 7.
Yes, sir.
And it reads, "And there was war in heaven."
What was there in heaven?
There was war in heaven.
Uh-huh.
Michael and his angels fought against the dragon.
What was they doing?
They fought against the dragon.
Uh-huh.
And the dragon fought, and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. You want more?
Yeah, you just go down to 10.
Okay. "And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our Elohim and the power of his Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our Elohim day and night."
And if you keep on saying, because that's when it happened in the heavens, and then when he came to the earth, and what he's doing to us all up into now, Revelations is covering all of that, because he's still been the accuser. That's what he accused us of. And the only thing he can accuse us of is law breaking. He don't accuse you of nothing else. He can't make you do anything. He's actually your servant. That's what he was created for. You're a servant, so he can't make you do anything. You choose to allow the devil to control your life, to let him get in charge of this. And once he gets in charge of this, oh, he'll run you crazy. He'll talk to you when ain't nobody else around. You hear that? Did you hear that? There you go again. There you go again. And everybody looking at you. You going crazy, man? You all right? Yeah, I'm okay, man. I'm okay. Well, my pistol? No pistol for you. Until we find out what's going on in your head right now. You don't need to know where your pistol at. Because you can't shoot what we can't see. And since we the only people that's visible right here, we need to make sure. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, go ahead, bro. Did you finish? That's good. That's good. Let's get Exodus 15, 1 through 3. And y'all, we're doing a power on high. And let you know, yes, he is about his business. We don't care what no nation say. When he set a nation up and it gets beside itself, he has to take them down. That means a man of war. And he's only warring about disobedience like your parents war on you. Ain't no problem. You ain't got no problem with that. You ain't got no problem with the judge warring on you.
No.
You ain't got no problem with the teachers warring on you. But you got a problem with the father when he have to put down judgment for bad behavior. Go ahead, bro.
Reading in the book of Exodus, chapter 15, and start the reading in verse 1.
Yes, sir.
Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Most High, and spake, saying, I will sing unto the Most High, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea. The Most High is my strength and song, and he has become my salvation. He is my Elohim.
Yes, sir.
And I will prepare him an habitation. My father's Elohim, and I will exalt him. The Most High is a man of war.
What is he?
He is a man of war. The Master is his name.
So let's get it straight, y'all. He's a man of war. That means he builds up and he puts down. And sometimes war have to come into play. This plan, if it was made to go smooth, everybody would have been robots. We wouldn't have had no problem with nobody doing wrong, but when wrong is done, war takes place to correct wrong. War up in your household will take place. Parents use that rod of war on you. And you come to some understanding. Because two licks before they even say something. Strike, strike, okay. What are you hollering okay for?
That's enough.
Because there was a set of rules.
You understand now.
Look, be right, because she said, did not tell you. And when you holler okay, yes, you did tell me. And okay, I get it now. Just don't let another one of them get it.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's times when the Father have to make us say okay. Y'all understand? But he loves a broken and contrite spirit. Then he has a chastise. That means you like, I know why I'm getting this whooping. And I appreciate this whooping. Because this whooping keep me from the graveyard or the penitentiary.
Or the lake of fire.
Or the lake of fire. I thank you for putting that rod of correction. You got something back there, Emo?
I'm just praising him.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Where we at? Ephesians 6 and 9, because when you have war, that means you have soldiers. And soldiers have uniforms. And consistently, we ain't going to see no uniforms of different color. Purple, red, and white ganged up.
Right.
I ain't read that in the scripture. And then they'll try to one-line you with that. Well, see, we go in the Judges. Well, royal purple was. Get out of here with that.
Well, if you go into Revelations, the wickedness wear the purple and scarlet.
Yes, sir. Want to play the outer cup game, clothes on. This gonna make what you are. Shh. While somebody throw a 25 pack of them Black Cat firecrackers behind you, you will come out of them clothes.
they won't be clean no more.
Well, look here.
Very soiled and...
Start at 6? We can start at 6. Ephesians 6 and 6. 5.
All right, now.
Yeah, we just want to get caught up, y'all. Go ahead. Y'all, most of us kind of understand it. It's the whole arm of God. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. We start at 1. Go ahead. Might as well, because that's what we're talking about.
You want me to get it?
Yes, sir. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll get it.
Yeah, you can get it.
The book of
Still
Ephesians,
technically on you, too.
chapter 6 and verse 1.
Yeah.
Children, obey your parents in the Most High, for this is right.
How did he say obey him?
In the
In the Most High.
See, that's how children must obey in the Lord. You can't have them obey from TikTok.
No.
TikTok gonna kill them. TikTok have them taking challenges. Drink red hot with a cayenne pepper crushed up in it. Hot sauce. A challenge, and you lose your breath and lose your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to lose your life with that one.
Go ahead, bro.
Verse 2.
Yeah.
Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise.
It's the first commandment with promise. It's not the first commandment, but it's the first commandment to children.
That's right.
Yeah.
With promise.
With promise.
Go ahead.
Verse 3.
Yeah.
That it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Most High.
So fathers, don't just be it's my way or the highway without an explanation.
Right.
That's right.
Look, I love you. I'm not gonna have you out there doing that. Well, Dad, I'm a man now. You're not a man, because if you was a man, we wouldn't be having this discussion in my house.
Exactly.
If you were a man, you would be telling me that at your door.
Right.
Respectfully, Daddy, this is my house. That's what you would be saying. But I'm telling you, as a father, you can't do that. I'm not going to have that, because if you do something and run back here, what the killer's coming back to? Right here, ain't that? So you have to, your father and your mother is the first thing. If you don't respect inside the house, how you going to respect the Heavenly Father?
right.
You don't respect what you see before. There's a line you can never, ever cross with your parents. That's not in suggestion. That's in the Big Ten.
That's right.
You have to first start there. Honor your mother and your father. If you can show that respect, and that don't mean if something happened in your life, they cause major problem for you. Some of us, those whippings, we can say, yo, that was child abuse, a borderline. It stopped me from doing what I did. But them whelps didn't go down for a week. So we could say that, but you still can't call her a murderer and do that phone call like that, only if your life is in danger like that, because some parents are crazy. Now, let's not get that twisted. But if you're alive and you're able to make a phone call, or you're able to say what you're doing to me is right and wrong, then you owe them that much, because they kept you in the womb up to that point. They was at least safe enough. You ain't come out and don't know the difference between your rear end and your mouth. And you keep trying to put food back here. And then you reach back here and do this. No, you ain't that crazy. So they did right by you for 9 months. If you realize, hit a little bit of that Tobin forward for me, just a little bit, so we get some understanding of this.
Hey, but
Yes, sir.
let me comment on what you just
Yes,
said.
sir.
A buddy man called me the other day.
Uh-huh.
They went out and had a few cocktails for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So his old lady kept saying she smells some, some sugar on iced tea.
Yes, sir.
And he said, well, it'll taste my drink. So he took the drink and he tasted it.
Uh-huh.
He said, no, it's all right. And she did it again, and she had sugar on the iced tea up under the wrong fingernail.
Oh, boy. Up under a fingernail. Boy, look here.
Oh, that's sick.
That's sick. Elijah, hit a little bit of that Tobit, the book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 3 and 4. Y'all understand what I'm saying?
What was the name of the chapter?
No, we're going to hold on this Ephesians. But I want to go just to Tobit so y'all understand what I'm saying about the line you can't cross with your mother, and there's reason. Hit a little bit of that Tobit chapter 4, verse 3 and 4. And then y'all, I'm telling you, Sirach 7 gets into the parents, and Sirach chapter 3. All of that are teachings about your parents when they get older, or when they get things. Because if you're a successful individual, I mean, if you're able to have your own family, you have your own thought process, yeah, I understand parents go crazy, they beat on children, tie children up, lock them up, but the Most High deals with them. And he'll deal with that parent. And when they get to the penitentiary, they'll be dealt with. But hurt people, so hurt people have to learn how not to hurt people further. Because you know how it feels to you. So you have to try to erase that out of your memory if you're grown up and you say, I'll never be like my parents raised me.
Right.
Most High have mercy on them, but I'm not going to raise my children like I was raised. Y'all understand? Yes, but you cannot call them names, because you're going to do it to the Father, and that's what's happening to us. We don't respect the hierarchy. Go ahead, bro. Because you made them, they didn't make you, right?
That's right.
Go ahead, bro.
Tobit chapter 4, verse 3. And when he had called him, he said, my son, when I am dead, bury me, and despise not thy mother, but honor her all the days of thy life, and do that which shall please her, and grieve her not. Remember, my son.
Do what?
Remember, my son, that she saw many dangers for thee when thou wast in her womb, and when she is dead, bury her by me in one grave.
See, she saw many dangers for you while she was in the womb. Because everything she ate came into you. So she had to be a protector then. How you in this same mindset and you cursing your mama out?
That's right.
So she protected you for them 9 months. or you be crazy. You're just acting crazy. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't crazy, you're acting crazy. You're looking for someone to blame it on. Yes, childhoods get rough and parents go beside themselves. And there's sacrifice to Molech of children. So we understand that. We're just saying, stay behind that line under no circumstances. And he will deal with them for it. It's better the Most High punish them for you than you try to punish your parent.
Thank you.
It's better that he does it.
Yeah, because
Then you do the punishment and your parents hear you saying that about them or these things. Hell, it was bad enough to get called up to the school because you keep getting them damn fools, D's and F's. And they got to come up there and take off of work for that. Boy, that was pressure. Let alone they got you down in jail. Because what we hear, if they call her, if you call her about selling dope or in jail for killing somebody,
Don't call.
don't waste that dime. Use that on commissary. Let's get some more.
I'm gonna try to call you.
Yes, sir.
He's speaking to my son. He's deceased.
We're back in the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, and we're in verse 5.
Yeah.
It reads, servants, be obedient to them that are your masters according to the flesh, with fear and trembling, in singleness of your heart, as unto a Mashiach.
See how it keeps giving you a measuring stick that it only could be to your masters according to Christ. So you have to see how he dealt with the Roman soldiers, how he dealt with the Pharisees. So he knew how to deal with them. He just wasn't, because they had on fancy robes, he just bowed to them.
Right.
No, he would cuss a Pharisee out just like John the Baptist did. See, they were scared to death of John the Baptist. He looked around them into baptism in the Jordan, and they weren't even coming to get baptized. They just looked, man, I heard they down there baptized. Man, who is it? John, well, he is Levitical priest. Let's just go down and spy them niggas out. They up in the sneak listening section of the River Jordan. They up there. He looked around, you vipers, you serpents. What y'all come out here to see a reed shaking in the wind, or y'all want some of this? And they just gnashing teeth looking. And he called them serpents and vipers. Is there a nice way to say that? No. Can you say it in a lower voice? You serpents. No. You vipers. Does that make it any less?
That was his way of cussing them out.
Yeah, and that's what it was, because you're saying you're lower than the devil himself.
What they say, man, I ain't know we up.
Boy, look here. Your belly is lower than a footprint. You low to the ground. Let's get some more.
Verse 6.
Yeah.
Not with eye service, as men please.
See how it tells us not how to obey the masters of these lands? Go ahead.
But as the servants of Hamashiach, doing the will of Yahweh from the heart, with good will doing service as to the Most High, and not to men.
Yeah.
Knowing that whatsoever good thing any man doeth, the same shall he receive of the Most High, whether he be bond or free.
Whether he be bond or free. You locked up in the penitentiary, you ain't going to obey your masters. What that mean? That mean the whole. We may get down here and bring you something to eat or drink.
Right.
And a change of drawers. It's been 6 months, and the toilet don't flush in the hole. Let's get some more.
Ain't no toilet.
Verse 9.
Yeah.
And ye masters, do the same things unto them.
Y'all see how he just cleared this right up, y'all? Ain't nobody over nobody, even that. But you got to have order and structure wherever you at. There must be what's called law and order. You know why? Because then you don't have to keep producing what Levi Raphael say is his law and order. That's at 357, Clint Eastwood style. He call it law and order. Because that's usually what happens. They get in order, but you shouldn't have to use that. Understand? That law and order should be like a fire extinguisher. You're not looking for a fire, but if one happened, what you want to do? Put it out?
That's right.
Let's get some more.
Knowing that your master also is in heaven, neither is there respect of persons with him.
Yes, sir.
Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Most High, and in the power of his might.
Right.
Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
See, you have to put the whole armor on. That's from head to toe. If you go out there with just the shoes on, all this is unprotected.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like Superman. He go out with all this on from here down. He can take a M16 right here and you can reload the clip and he'll stand like this. But when the clip is empty and you throw it at him, he'll duck. What is it about up here that he ducks from an empty clip? Now he was standing like this, wasn't he? So he don't have a helmet on.
His conscience is weak.
His conscience is weak. That's where you need the helmet on. That's what need to be defended the most.
That's right.
Now we didn't have helmets on when we was children. But I got a bike and I had a helmet on. Look, it's a difference, y'all. Reflexes ain't the same. You fly over them handlebars, you may not get them arms up in time. And all this be skin up from here all the way down to here.
Because you face first.
Boy, look here. Boy, look what you said. Got the Martha Kane over here, just right here. Martha Coke Bridge, where you flew over the handlebars. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 12.
Yeah.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
See, you trying to battle this with flesh, it ain't gonna work. He's telling you this way above the earthly realm, who you dealing with. That adversary is older than you. We know for sure at least 6,000 to 12,000 years, because that's all it's been since the creation. At least 6,000 to 12,000 years. So he at least that old. He got that much of a head start on you about this word.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of Yah, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day. And having done all to stand, stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace.
Yo, see why you gotta have that truth and loins girded about with truth. And see, you have loins up here. So that's why I say gird the loins of your mind. If you get seduced up here, the loins down here gonna be child's play. Because it starts up here. That's where he started with Eve at. All her curses came to her flesh, but this is where he seduced her at. Up here. Y'all understand? So you have to have that spiritually girded. Like we went over class last week about Joseph. He was spiritually girded up here. The loins of his mind were girded. He wasn't going to take it under no circumstance. Am I going to fall? I don't care who you are, and I don't care who your master are. He followed just what we read by here. He honored his master. But when it got to the point that where it is, he like, look, you're going to have to kill me then. And she was his master too. He's like, no, I can't go with that. You're going to have to kill me then. Do what you're going to do. Right. Do what y'all going to do. Right. Go ahead. What else to say?
Verse 16.
Yeah.
Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked.
Too bad, were you able to get that photo up?
Yes, sir. I just had it up. I just took it.
Yeah, I'm gonna just show it real quick. Ali, you know, he always will send a photo, so he just kind of sent a photo. If any of y'all online, y'all probably can see the little.
I got it up right now.
What he put out there, and that's the whole armor. Like we always see pictures of the statue that Daniel had for the Antichrist and his 10. But bruh put out a good one out there, Aliyah, and y'all know my phone. Just now getting into the newer stuff. This is an iPhone 5, so I'm trying to catch up.
iPhone 5.
Yeah, yes sir. I'm catching up, y'all. Can you see that too? By that zoomed in? Oh, we got it up. Okay. So y'all see that whole armor, y'all, and that's how we have to be spiritually prepared, y'all, because we going into areas that the flesh has no control, and it's called your subconscious or your sleep.
Right.
Go ahead, bro. We finished that license?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry. Zed. Yeah, go ahead.
Zed.
Verse 17. Zed.
Yeah, bro. Y'all starting to look alike. Go ahead.
Verse 17.
Yeah.
And take the helmet of salvation. And the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh.
Y'all see where the power was at? All up here around the head area. The helmet of salvation, because this is what's going to get salvation, not the flesh. The consciousness is going to get salvation because that's what's being judged. The helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit. Hebrews, what's that, 12?
4 and 12.
4 and 12, that the sword of the Lord cut. Real quick, like, just tell them how the sword of the Lord cut. Y'all hold this. You just going to go to
Hebrews
chapter 4, verse 12, I believe it is.
You say Hebrew?
Yeah, chapter
Hebrews
4,
chapter
verse 12. So y'all understand the sword that you have to take on, because this is where it has to cut to. This sword and that helmet, that Melchizedek order is the helmet. Because you got your high priest locked and loaded.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? That's where your mental game is at.
Yeah.
Not round somebody want to be a captain of 50. Or his conquest is the devouring of 50 chicken wings in one sit. That's his conquest.
You're going to accomplish that several times over. Ain't
Go ahead, Elisha.
Hebrews chapter 4, verse 12.
What it say?
For the word of Yahweh is quick
Uh-huh.
and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword,
Uh-huh.
piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
Uh-huh.
Neither is there any creature that is not manifest in his sight, but all things are naked and open unto the eyes of him with whom he have to do.
Yes, sir. So we see how far the sword of the Lord, it cuts through the spirit, through the soul, and down to the marrow of the bone. So I want you to tell you, it cuts to the middle of the skeleton. Because that's where the marrow at,
But it
in the middle of the
discerns
bone.
it
And discerns the
thoughts.
thoughts. Your consciousness. That's what the sword do. When you put the sword on somebody, that's where it cut. We keep looking at cutting on the flesh. That's going to heal up. But when you cut them with that soul, it stays with them. That makes them want to get their flesh right. They're like, he's not a novice in this.
Right.
He ain't coming in here fighting with these fists like this to a spiritual fight. And you got Satanists on high levels that's sacrificing and drinking blood and eating human flesh, and you finna go up against them thinking you finna go in there with a slingshot? No. David's mind was way above that when the rock hit him. And notice where it hit him at. It hit him where he was denouncing the Lord at, in his forehead.
Conscious.
Knocked his conscience off balance. And while he going, woo, 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 you know how the birds be flying around, so woo, woo, woo. He wasn't even dead yet. David just grabbed him by his hair and sliced his head off and held it up like that case or that speaker right there, bro. That's because that's how big his head was. And held it like this, and his men took off. Cut his head off with his own sword.
Right.
But the sword of the Lord, that rock hit him right here, and it said it went in his forehead.
Sunk into it.
Yeah.
And he fell face first. Breathing heavy, dirt flying out from his nostrils. And David went right behind him and just cut his head off. And he wasn't number 14 or 15 then.
He wasn't scared.
No. Let's get some more. Where we at?
In the book of Ephesians, chapter 6 and verse 18.
Yeah.
Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit.
In the what?
In the Spirit.
Uh-huh.
And watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. And for me, the utterance may be given unto me.
That utterance.
That utterance may be given unto me, that I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mystery of the gospel.
What we have to make known?
The mystery of the gospel.
Yes, sir.
For which I am an ambassador in bonds, that therein I may speak boldly as I ought to speak. But that ye also may know my affairs and how I do. Tychicus, a beloved brother and faithful minister in the Most High, shall make known to you all things, whom I have sent unto you for the same purpose, that ye might know our affairs, and that he might comfort your heart.
Yes, sir.
Peace be to the brethren, and love with faith from the Elohim, the Father, and the Master, Yeshua HaMashiach.
Yes, sir.
Grace be with all them that love our Lord, Yahushua HaMashiach, in sincerity.
In what?
In sincerity. Amen.
Amen. We got to say amen to that. So, y'all, let's see if he taught the prophets to wear this same uniform. Let's get some Isaiah 59, verse 16. And, y'all, then we're going to get into a couple stories, y'all. Hopefully, we'll be right on short to deal with this situation that where we give the lawful understanding of how to defend yourself. Self-defense, y'all. It's not so much of you're saying it was self-defense. It's so much of saying I got to put down one of God's creations. That's where it should start first. I'm finna do what he hated to do in Genesis 6. He said it grieved me to do it. And he had every excuse to do it. You understand what I'm saying? Not excuse, but every right, I should say. And reason and judgment to do it. And it grieved him. So we first have to think before you even in the right position. Am I lawful in doing this? Because I'm going to have to live with this for the rest of my life. You understand what I'm saying? Regardless, I'm still going to have to deal with it. Go ahead. Isaiah 59, 16.
Isaiah chapter 59, verse 16.
Y'all, this is how Israel was walking blindly, so to speak. No intercessor. Y'all, our intercessor is our high priest after the order of Melchizedek. That's the only person we can go to get to the Father. It ain't never been a direct pathway. It wasn't even a direct pathway with Adam. He had to go through the tree of life.
That's right.
Which was the Messiah. Go ahead, bro.
Isaiah 59, verse 16.
And
he saw that there was no man, and wondered that there was no intercessor. Therefore his arm brought salvation unto him, and his righteousness it sustained him. For he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and an helmet of salvation upon his head.
What kind of helmet that is?
Salvation.
Ain't that the same helmet in the feast?
Yes, sir.
So ain't nothing changed with this order. Go ahead.
And he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as a cloak. According to their deeds, accordingly he will repay fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the islands he will repay recompense. So shall they fear the name of Elohim from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Most High shall lift up a standard against them.
What's going to lift up the standard?
The Spirit of Elohim.
Yes, sir.
And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith the Most High. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Most High. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth, shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed's seed, saith the Most High, from henceforth and forever.
Yeah, yes, sir. So see what that armor do? In both Old and New Testament, it's the same armor. The only difference is this is Messiah wearing it, so his armor has vengeance on it. See, our armor can't have vengeance on it unless it's directed by him. So let's pick up a few more, y'all. We're gonna roll on through this. Deuteronomy 32:35. Y'all, this is just a one-liner, so y'all can understand with the Messiah, with his armor on, his is allowed to have vengeance because it's perfect. See, y'all, we play haters, player haters. See, we don't hate with a perfect heart, with perfect hatred, like Psalm 138, is it 139? 1 and 2, what is it? 139, 1 and 2, perfect hatred.
Yeah.
That David said, you got to have perfect hatred. And David asked, do not I hate them that hate thee, O Lord? See, if your hatred ain't there, but you just talking about, well, I seen he didn't like me when I first walked in there. I seen how he looked at me. That's player hate. Get out of here with that. What we're talking about is hating the devil and know why.
That's what fear of the Most High is. It's Proverbs 6, it says, or Proverbs 8, is to hate evil.
Yeah.
That's fearing the Most High. It's when you hate all evil, and that's hating everything that Satan and his associates are attributed to.
Don't keep the law.
Don't keep the law. Everything contrary to Elohim.
Go ahead, bro. Who got it? Just
Deuteronomy
one line.
32 and 35.
Yeah, we're going to hit that Romans. Y'all going to hit a couple one-liners, then we're going to get into them.
To me belongeth vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time. For the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste.
See, so the Most High say, he's the author of vengeance.
That's right.
When you get down, when you check yourself, and you say, vengeance, Lord, I need to put vengeance on this situation, you better make sure it's right, because he say, if you kill with the sword, you're going to die with it. So you got to make sure, if I put this down, I put this around, this the same way I'm going to leave this earth. Right. Somebody going to put me down, so you got to have that locked up in here. If I'm passing judgment and this what they deserve,
right?
God forbid if I do that.
Right.
What I've just said, my own judgment, ain't it?
You
That's
reap
what
what you
happened
sow.
with David and Nathan when he told him, because the Most High knew David's heart.
Yeah.
And he knew David had a merciful heart. And that he knew David gonna pray. And I'm just saying this, y'all, so we can move on real quick. There was a question out there, Ox Sleepy, where you have the naysayers of the Bible, and they're always trying to fault the Most High, and they say, well, if he knows everything, why he didn't know Abraham wasn't gonna sacrifice Isaac? See, it's that type of foolishness, y'all. That they'll just take one thing like that, and if you ain't up to speed on this, you don't understand what free will means.
That's right.
Does he know the beginning from the end? Yes, he already told you this is what's happening in the beginning, righteousness, and this is where it's going to end in Revelations, back in righteousness. So he knows that from the beginning and end. But because he gave us free will, we cannot be roboted into making this work. If you don't do it, I'll take my spirit from you and I'll give it to this individual and he'll do it. But it's going to get done. And so when Abraham knew that, but if you was into the book of Jasher, you would understand that before Abraham sacrificed Isaac and Ishmael were having a discussion. You read in the book of Jasher. And Ishmael was talking about how he was circumcised first.
Right.
I'm 13. Man, my daddy sacrificed me. He said, you crying about that little piece of skin? He said, if my daddy would offer me as a sacrifice, I'll go willingly. And it say, Satan thought that and say, you know, we need to put this to the test in. You talking like this, where you learn that from? Who you learn that from?
But that was faith.
But that was faith. So what happened was, that's why he went all the way. That's why Abraham went all the way. And when Abraham went to do like this, he said, don't touch him, Abraham. Now I know, because you trained your son with this type of faith.
Right. It says in Genesis 15, Abraham believed Elohim.
Yes, sir.
And it was counted unto him as righteousness.
That's what was counted as righteousness.
That's why in James he said he counted him as his friend.
Yeah.
Because he believed him from Jump Street.
Right.
Y'all understand what he's saying?
That's an A1 day one.
Right.
Yeah.
Believe, he said, if he want me to put him down, he gave him to me when I was 100. Is this too much to ask for me? I hate it because I know his mama love this boy and she gonna have a fit, but I gotta do what you tell me to do, because she would have never reversed, and it would have never happened to her to reverse her old age, so to speak, to now produce children. So Abraham, he said, I know him. I know what he was gonna do, in a sense, because he knows your heart. He knows how you deal with a problem. When you break a law, you straighten that law out. That's what the Most High is looking at. He's not just looking at, well, I know he ain't going to do that. That gives Abraham no free will. Right. What it does is, it's a man who know God's heart, and he think like God, how he's reading how God thinks, and he's applying it to his life. So he's not going to do anything other than, if he break this law, I know him, that's what he's going to do. Like we know our children. You may have 2 or 3 children. You like, now Willie will do that. I'm not going to say you wrong, Mr. Johnson. Now, if you said Willie had broke your car window, I believe that, because he done broke mine and his auntie. But Junior, Junior ain't gonna pick up a rock at nobody.
Right.
Junior just ain't gonna do it. It's almost like how they took advantage of that little boy, and out of all of the killings, y'all, this one troubled me the boy up in Colorado, the kind of introvert guy. And he said, I wouldn't hurt a fly. I'm just different from everybody. And they pinned him down and shot him up with that ketamine and killed him on the street because he was different. Somebody called and said, it's a young man talking to himself, walking down the street. He was just singing to himself coming from the store. They pull him over and just attack him. The boy, Elijah McClain is his name. I believe that's what it is. But the boy, and that bothered me really bad. But what happened to them soldiers and everybody, they gonna have to deal with that, y'all.
That's why the Most High says, put it in his hands, let his vengeance, let him do the vengeance.
That's right.
That's why what we just read, he said, they foot will slip in due time. But see, we as humans and fleshly
Want it now.
We want it now. We want to see it now.
Yes, sir.
Get his ass now.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want to wait. However, we don't even realize that something may be happening to them that we don't have a clue about.
Absolutely.
They
bro.
having nightmares.
Yes, sir.
Can't eat.
Yeah.
Can't sleep. They're going through all kind of issues that we know nothing about.
Yes.
And the Most High is dealing with them. You know what I'm saying? And we don't see that, but because we don't see that, we don't think they're going through any affliction.
They are.
Or being punished
Yes,
for
sir.
whatever they did. But they are. But he says some men's punishments come in an instance, some come at the judgment.
Right.
So some may die, and then their judgment comes,
Yeah.
and that torment the day they give up the ghost, like that rich man in Luke 16.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So it may be that. But who are we to take the vengeance in our own hands? As much as we would like to.
We would like to.
There's some
Because
people I
we'll
want
never
some
be
vengeance on,
satisfied.
but
Right.
it ain't for me to take that vengeance, because I need to expect that same vengeance to come back on my butt if I do it.
Absolutely. And y'all, why we saying this is because if somebody does ask for your forgiveness and you still angry about it, I forgive you. If you forgive them like that, you still gonna be angry because you're gonna feel like I had to do it. And that's the worst thing to do, is force forgiveness. Your soul, your conscience shouldn't be seared by here, I had to do it. No, you don't have to do it because there's rules for forgiveness.
That's right.
So that you don't feel like that.
Right.
That I had to forgive him. And that means you still got hating in your heart.
That's right.
And you know
You
what's
did-
still in
you
your
didn't
heart?
forgive him.
I hope that nigga don't show up at the kingdom where you first got to worry about you getting there. Because with this thought process, you ain't.
Right.
And he may be standing there, what's up, man? You ain't getting in?
I thought you knew.
But look here, but that's what we talking about, y'all. So this mental up here must always be on point, and you got to know when you got to get a vengeance to the Lord. Y'all understand? Out on Highway 44, 3 a.m. in the morning, out of gas, and walking. And they pull up. Well, y'all always messing with a black man out here on this dark road where ain't nobody else at that can see y'all finna do something to me. That's what you pigs.
You absolutely
Y'all
right.
make me sick out here on this dark road by myself where can't nobody hear me holler or nothing. Y'all some dirty, low down, no good mother.
And they looking at each other. He's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Let's get him.
Get it.
We
And let
ready
them.
to give you a ride to the gas.
Yeah, and let them find
But
me. Yeah.
You showed us how well we can get away with
Boy,
it.
look here. Y'all, let's get caught up. Where we at? Romans 12:19.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get it, y'all. We're gonna speed it up, y'all. We still on the Most High and His vengeance, how He deals with things, and His armor. And He has on spiritual armor because He's fighting against supernatural
That's
demons.
right.
If they was flesh, He'd do them like He do us. Give them a gravestone. But ain't no demons got grave markers. That grave marker is the lake of fire. But they don't have, now you can't go out to Laurel Hill or Jeffersonburg and see here lies Zamfak and Asmodeus lay here, and Satan is over here, his tomb over here. Go ahead, bro, let's get caught up.
You might see it. They might be just sitting on top of it.
Yeah. Right, absolutely.
Who did you expect?
Yeah.
Hello there. Romans chapter 12, verse what?
19.
19.
One liner.
Dearly beloved, Avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Most High.
So we have to give place to wrath.
That's right.
And that means you have to, it's going to be times you're going to have to think this out. Self-defense is one thing. You have to protect yourself on a moment. And you want to read some more? Okay.
Yeah, read the
so,
book too.
but knowing to protect yourself at all times, because the devil out here, if he see you angry, send him a demon right now while he already upset.
Right.
Look how he pumping that gas. He already mad. He done went over $15. He ain't even paying attention. He mad. He angry as hell when he look up and see 25. Go over there and get at him now. Go
Verse
ahead.
20.
Yeah.
Therefore, if thine enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink.
Yeah.
For in so doing, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head.
See, that's why you do it. See, but you're not giving him real food and water. You're putting the scriptures on it. Like he just taught us how to deal with the master. That's the food, because man should not live by bread alone.
But every word
And
of
we
that
give him
proceedeth
that living water. That's what he wants you to give them. So they turn from being their evil way.
Right.
If you try to give them regular bread, what are you going to do with this? Hit your hand up like that and it go in your face like some pie.
Nigga, I don't want that.
Yeah, now you got greens and sweet potatoes running down the side of your face. Nigga, I don't want that plate.
Yeah.
No, so you feed them with this word.
Zeb said we
The
should
word of
start
life.
at 14.
Zeb say what?
We should have started at 14.
Okay. Well, go ahead. What verse we was in now?
We at the last verse,
Okay.
21.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good.
See how you got, don't let evil overcome you, because you know it's a war you can't win. Look, you kill the police, the first place you bringing them back to is your house. Or Big Mama's house. Where else you gonna go on the run with $12 and the change in the ashtray? Where you going?
Yeah.
The orange light already on the gas thing.
Right.
You know, it's so far behind E, you've been driving on the run, it's finna come back on the F again and go back around.
We should go back to
Go ahead, we go back to 14. Zed, we go back.
We got
Go
it
ahead.
there. The book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 14. Bless them which persecute you.
Yeah.
Bless and curse not.
Yes, sir.
Rejoice with them that do rejoice.
Uh-huh.
And weep with them that weep. Be of the same mind one toward another.
Uh-huh.
Mind not high things,
Right.
but condescend to men of low estate. Be not wise in your own conceits. Recompense to no man evil for evil.
Uh-huh. Evil for evil. That don't mean righteousness for evil.
Right.
Evil for evil.
Right.
Paying somebody back that did you wrong.
And then they gonna pay you back again.
Exactly.
And then you gonna pay them back again.
Yeah, that's that gang vibe.
That's that gang vibe.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
Provide things honest in the sight of all men.
Uh-huh.
If it be possible.
If it be what?
If it be possible.
Uh-huh.
As much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men.
See, as much as possible, because there may be a time you can't live in peace.
Right?
And something, but you just make sure you don't get in the back seat of the police car.
Exactly.
You can't get in the back seat. If they tell you, here's my card, we'll follow up with you if we have any more questions. That's what you need to be hearing concerning these matters right here. If a life leaves or soul leaves this planet at your hands. Go ahead.
Verse 19.
Yeah.
Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay,
Yeah.
saith the Most High. Therefore, if thine enemy hunger, feed him.
Yes.
If he thirst, give him drink.
Yeah.
For in so doing, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good.
Yes, sir. See, that's what you have to do, because look, you can't put them in solitary confinement. You can't put them on the death row. All you can do is perform that, and then you put your life in danger. See, so you have to know where I can exact vengeance that belong to me,
Right.
in a sense, and that's where we're going to go over some law and that's when somebody violate and get inside your space. You would hate to have to do it.
Right.
But if they got in that space to protect you and your household, you'd do it if a wild dog run up on you, wouldn't you?
Right.
Well, I didn't want to hurt the dog, even though he had bit a Junior's arm off.
Oh, the dog gotta go.
I was telling him, I trained dog before, and I said, sit, Roscoe, sit, Roscoe. And he sit with Junior's arm in his mouth.
Right. And I'm pulling out my Roscoe.
Well, look here. Absolutely, bro. No, you have to put that beast down, y'all. Let's get into it, y'all. Exodus 23, 20 through 23.
Exodus what?
23.
Dan, you
Yeah.
know, you're absolutely right. There was a man that got mauled by his 13 pit bulls.
13, mauled
13
to
pit
death.
bulls. And his wife jumped over the fence to get away.
Smart woman. I can remember the days and times where I wish a nigga would. Now, I wish a nigga wouldn't.
Boy, well, look here, absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
And you know, people, we got these things of giving dog gunpowder and red pepper.
Yeah.
They're already on instinct. Now you're destroying their brain cells. They only see red. Yeah, he tough. No, he crazy.
You can't even feed.
You can't
gotta
even
throw the
feed.
food.
Boy, look here. Open the door, throw food in there, and close the door back. And he's
Right.
supposed to be protecting the house.
Right. Family, we're going to be reading in the book of Exodus, chapter 23. We're going to start the reading in verse 20. Everybody, well, I'll give you a second.
Go ahead.
It reads, Behold, I send an angel before thee, to keep thee in the way, and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him, and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgression. For my name is in him. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice, and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies, and an adversary unto thine adversary. For mine angel shall go before thee, and bring thee in unto the Amorites, and the Hittites, and the Perizzites, and the Canaanites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, and I will cut them off. Thou shalt not bow down to their gods, nor serve them, nor do after their works, but thou shalt utterly overthrow them, and quite break down their images. You want some more?
Just 25.
And ye shall serve the Most High your Elohim, and he shall bless thy bread and thy water, and I will take sickness away from the midst of thee.
See, so that's what we have to give to our enemy. Y'all know why? Because our enemies are the foes of our own household.
Yes,
It's very rarely it's going to be the white Klansman supervisor at work. It's inside your house. And this is what we're saying. You got to hope you don't take vengeance on your own family member because your mama don't get this. Would you rather see her in the lake of fire? Good for you, mama. I tried to tell you when we was on earth, but you just won't listen. Just wanted to whoop me. Now you finna get whooped. Who in their right mind would want to see that for their mother father? You understand what I'm saying, Elisha? So that's why you have to feed them the word, because that's where it's going to come from. That's the only thing we're talking about is the people inside of our home. Our brothers, our family, my uncle, my sister, my auntie, them your kinfolk.
Right.
What you got, sis?
Thank you for the confirmation.
Absolutely, sis, but that's what we're saying. But it's for a mental perspective. Feed them that word, and the heat cold on the head, because you know why? Even if they don't, long as you say it and you don't worry about it once it's out of there. But what we're talking about is how it heat colds on their head is because they still have consciousness of right and wrong. And when you put the script on them, they're going to be tough like this in front of everybody else. But when they lay down, then right and wrong going to click in.
Yeah.
Just like it do in jail cells, and people think, I seen him walk across my bed. And you come in there, he just trembling like this, shaking and then trembling. You know, so go ahead, sis. Is a question?
Confirmation, yeah, because that's what I've been dealing with pretty much of this side of the week with the spirit in my mother. She didn't even want me to pray for her, the prayer, and then my daughter moved in, left her place, and she's getting evicted out of it after I've been taking her to court, and my daughter been lashing out, and I've been still sitting firm in the judge, witnessing to other people that listen. But the point being, the spiritual, and I keep my focus on it as being spirits in family members. My mother got out of the nursing facility, don't want to be in a nursing home talking about them, not realizing access.
Well, but look, this is what I just want you to understand, sis. They're not going to get all of this combined, and she been living like this for 70, 80 years for just a smash and get an understanding. She got to watch your walk now, because her conscience, her conscience is when she see you and she getting the points, she gonna know to call you, because her conscience gonna tell her who to contact about this situation. And the situation gonna be, long as you don't be in the mindset, you didn't want to listen to me now, miss me with that, don't call back here. See, then it's gonna be a problem for you.
No, that's why I'm here.
So that's why we saying, y'all, so this is why you have to make sure that when you feed your enemies, our enemies of our whole household, Matthew 10, Micah 7 chapter, it says, they're the foes. The north and south was against each other, the Rehoboam and Jeroboam, wasn't they? We've been warring against each other. We just read Samuel where they was against Samuel. It's our household. We got a household problem. Who drove Moses crazy in the wilderness? Was it strangers or was it Israel? Y'all understand why, when you look at it from that perspective, then you understand why he's telling you that.
Right now.
From that perspective, I'm telling you, you're going to deal with your own people first. That's why he went to Israel first and then the nations. You can't go to the nations and try to get them corrected and Israel out of control, especially you even doing it in that manner.
Right.
Let's get some more, y'all. We got to get caught up. Well, yeah, you at
Luke 22.
Luke 22 and 36. And y'all, what we're talking about is the Most High never leave.
Exodus 23 and 20.
Did we hit that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hit that, sis. I'm in
That's
that
all,
line.
I'm saying that's all.
Yeah, that's all we're doing. We're just getting right to the Lord, the man of war. And when he puts vengeance down, he put it down. But believe it, you're going to have every opportunity.
Okay, so this is Luke what?
Luke 22, and he going to tell us, he ain't never had us unarmed and we just whoop targets. That ain't never been in the Bible. Ain't nobody ever just been a target to get beat up on. Yeah, people ain't gonna like what you saying and they may attack you. That'll happen. Family members attack.
Well, that prepares you for the battle outside.
Absolutely. When you come to that, if you get over your family, you get over outside.
Yeah, right. Say it again.
Let's get it, y'all.
Luke 22 and what?
Luke 22 and 36. Y'all, we just gonna hear how the Most High say, arm ourselves, when he tell us to arm ourselves fleshly.
Luke chapter 22 verse 36. Then he said unto them.
You wanna back it up, one, or you good? One verse, you good?
No, I'm gonna back it up.
Okay. Maybe a couple verses, just a couple.
I just started at 34.
Okay.
What is 28?
No, 22 and 28. Where you at?
That's a,
No, I want to get right to the point of the strengthening, the army.
I started at 35.
Yeah. I tell you what, start at 31.
Okay.
that's almost
Keep
28.
backing up.
Yeah, we're gonna keep backing up. Going back 28 then. Go ahead. No, I'm just trying. I want to get us caught up because we got about an hour, y'all. Go ahead, sis. Go ahead. I mean, bro, go ahead. We're good. Thank you, sis. Yeah, go ahead.
Might as well go to 25.
No, y'all. We go. Let's get 28, y'all. Go ahead. 28. Yeah.
Ye are they which have continued with me in my temptation. And I appoint unto you a kingdom, as my Father had appointed it to me.
Yeah.
That ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
This is what he telling the disciples. That's going to be y'all job, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. That's why it say there'll be 12 manner of fruits. This will be in, and the leaves are for the healing of the nation. This is when those 144,000 of each tribe will be passing out the healing ointment so to the nations when they come up, or I mean to the children of Israel. I'm sorry, first to get our nation together, then the stranger that's amongst us. Go ahead.
Verse 31. And the Most High said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan had desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat.
See, this came from on high. The top dog wants you, Peter. Because the Most High Satan knew where Peter was out of all the disciples. Yeah, he denied him, but he was allowed to go up to the Mount of Transfiguration. And he was always the first one to be. Peter was a zealot, former zealot, so his flesh was tough. The Most High was just trying to move his spirit up this much higher than his flesh. But Peter didn't play.
Come on now.
Didn't play. One boy around here called Elijah Peter. I ain't gonna say
Right.
So what happens was Satan will make a personal attack for an individual. He tell his demon, no, y'all don't worry about this one. I'm gonna go get him myself. I want him myself. Satan came at Judas Iscariot. It say Satan came into him. He possessed him. Not none of his lower demons. He himself possessed Judas Iscariot. Go ahead. What else to say, bro?
Close to Christ.
Verse 32.
Yeah.
But I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not. And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren.
Now see how he prayed for him that his faith was filled. So he didn't pray that he would overcome. He prayed that his faith was not filled. Right. The work is still on Peter.
Right.
The Most High don't walk you through nothing. He's not going to do anything. When he say, I know the beginning from the end, he does. It just may not be you, but it's going to get done. You understand what I'm saying? You got Genesis and then you got the fix. If you fail, then I'll put somebody in your place. Right. If he failed, then I'll put somebody in his place. Until we get to the right place we're going to get to, but we're going to get there. But ain't nobody was born to say you're going to be in this place. Then there can be no judgment. What you got, sis?
I was just going to say, he don't take you out of the situation. He leads you and is with you through the situation.
Absolutely. If that temptation come on, but you got to have faith. You can just, because you can go in any way and don't have faith and crack at the end. You can crack at any time. What you got, Jeremiah?
That's why I always tell you, I said, brother, pray for my strength.
That's what you always say. I got everything else just for my strength, that my faith prevails, y'all, because it's starting to be crunch time, y'all. See how it just went from high 40s and 50s to snow and 17 this morning?
Inches.
I'm talking about overnight. Your whole perspective can change. Right. Let's get some more. Go ahead.
Twinkling of an eye.
Let's get to y'all. We want to get caught up.
Verse 33.
Yeah.
And he said unto him, Master, I am ready to go with thee, both into prison and to death. And he said, I'll tell thee, Peter, the cock shall now crow this day. Shall not crow this day, before that thou shalt thrice deny that thou knowest me. And he said unto them, when I sent you without purse and scrip and shoes, lacked ye anything? And they said, nothing. Then said he unto them, but now he that hath a purse, let him take it, and likewise his scrip. And he that hath no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one.
So he said, we finna start moving through some fleshly areas. Y'all may need a personal weapon. We may be going through wilderness. A tiger may come out on us. Go ahead.
For I say unto you that this is written must be accomplished in me. And he was reckoned among the transgressors. For the things concerning me have an end.
So right here, so that's all he was telling you. And like he said, Satan have started to assault you, Peter. Like he's saying, if I get you, I got the other 11. Because everybody kind of looking up to you, Pete, anyway. Pete was the one that cut the high priest ear off. Right. When they went to the Messiah. I mean, quick. And ear was on the ground.
Yes, sir.
And the Messiah had to tell him, Pete, this ain't that war.
Right.
This ain't that war. And he put it back on his head. Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah.
You hear me now?
And he took off running.
And look, but when that mob came, because when a mob come, that changes your mind. And when that mob came and say, you was with him. And when you see the leader getting punched, it wasn't like they took the leader was laying his life down. It's a difference from a hireling running off.
Right.
And they were still in the Messiah, and Peter was sitting and say, you was with him. So you think I'm finna go too. If he taking this, I gotta take it. I don't know. They're like, no, you sound like you from the STL. I hear them hers and right theirs. I hear them right theirs. I'm telling you, say he started to cuss.
Yeah.
Look who ugly ain't woman. I told you, I'll look at your ugly mother. And then heard that rooster crow.
So don't change the fact you still was there.
Boy, look here. Look here. It was rough on him, Elisha.
Yeah, it was real rough on him.
And know
But
this day.
He had to understand that this ain't fleshly like I'm thinking.
Yes, sir.
Peter was a fleshly gangster.
Boy, but
He
didn't
wasn't-
play the
he wasn't-
funniest.
He wasn't prepared for the spiritual side of it.
That's what we talking about.
Because now you're fighting a war that you can't see with the naked eye.
Uh-oh.
Nor can you feel with the naked flesh. But you can feel it in your spirit and in your soul.
And one that conned a third of the angels say he wants you personally.
Yeah.
Let's get some more of this, y'all. Let's get caught up.
Going to Joshua.
Yes, sir.
Joshua chapter 5 and verse 10.
Yes.
Mike, she's still on you, I believe.
Joshua 5 and 10.
Yes, sir.
Joshua chapter 5. We start at verse 10.
And y'all, when you understand the Most High got the power and the vengeance, and he's got power like this, you won't let nobody turn him into some old poop book God to you.
Right.
Like he ain't gonna do nothing. No, we got history. Y'all got history with our God. Ask them Egyptians. Ask them Amorites. Who won next? Let's get some more.
Joshua chapter 5 verse 10.
Uh-huh.
And the children of Israel encamped in Gilgal, and kept the Passover on the 14th day of the month, at even in the plains of Jericho.
Uh-huh.
Not in Jerusalem.
Not in Jerusalem.
And they did eat of the old corn of the land on the morrow, after the Passover, unleavened cakes, and parched corn in the same day. And the manna ceased on the morrow, after they had eaten of the old corn of the land. Neither had the children of Israel manna any more, but they did eat of the fruit of the land of Canaan that year.
So we did eat of the fruit of the land of Canaan that year. So sometime we do eat the food of the nations. Look, we had to go to their supermarkets at that time. Y'all understand when we get into these trivial contests about flesh food, come on, that means none of your spirit will overpower any of that, as long as it's on the list.
Right.
You just can't pray over what ain't on the list. What's on the list, if you got that from this place, then he wipes that clean. So you're clean when you eat that meat. I don't care what impurities you think that marketplace may have. If it's on the list of clean foods to eat, he takes care of it when you in that
he
land.
cleanses it.
Go ahead, where we at, bro?
With prayer and faith.
Yeah.
Verse 13. And it came to pass, when Joshua was by Jericho, that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with a sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went unto him, and said unto him, Art thou for us, or for our adversary?
You heard what Joshua asked for us. You rolling with us, or who you with? Because we finna take Jericho, and notice this said that this was a man. I want y'all to keep it in mind, because some people think because Isaiah 14 say Satan was a man, is only using it as a sense in how what we identify.
Right.
The angel looked like a man.
Right.
It wasn't like a seraphim or a teraphim.
Right.
This one looked like a man, but it was an angel. So when you see Lucifer, who was a chief angel, it may record him as this is the man that did that, because that's how we look at each other. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
Thank you, sister. Thank you. Verse 14. And he said, Nay, But as captain of the host of the Most High, am I now come? And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship.
And did do what?
Worship. And said unto him, what saith my master unto his servant?
So right here we see Joshua is bowing to this angel and worshiping.
Right.
Yeah.
So we know who this captain is.
This the real captain.
This the real captain.
St. Captain Crunch.
You know, it ain't Captain Crunch.
Or
Yes, sir.
Captain
Go ahead.
Kangaroo.
Right. Go ahead.
And the captain of the Most High's host said unto Joshua, loose thy shoe from off thy foot, for the place whereupon thou standest is holy. And Joshua did so.
So we see right here the same thing happened with Moses. That was Messiah came to him as an angel of the Lord, the captain of the host. When he sent the Messiah to straighten it out, judgment is finna be had just like it was in Sodom and Gomorrah. If it's 50 righteous, no, it ain't 50, Mo. If it's 10 righteous, Mo, it ain't even, Abraham, it ain't even 10.
Right.
There's not 10 in 5 cities? You mean to tell me in Pine Lawn, Jennings, Ferguson, St. Louis County, you don't have 50 people righteous?
Not even 10.
Not even 10.
Out of all these municipalities, not even 10. Now that's what you call a remnant.
Oh, boy, look here.
Shall the righteous scarcely be saved?
Boy, look here.
That's being scarce. Out of 5 municipalities, 5 whole cities, not even 10.
Not even 10. Y'all think about that. Look, we say it's too many people hanging out at the skating rink up there in Pine Lawn. And you got 4 more cities. Kinlock is off limits on certain blocks after sundown. And you ain't got?
Right.
Let's get some more of this. John 18:36. Y'all, then we're going to get into the brethren. We got a few one-liners, and then we're going to hit a few of the 2 patriarchs, y'all, so we can understand. We're going to get into some situations where self-defense had to be had. Y'all, but you got to make a wise decision. First, always thinking the Most High got breath in this individual body. He's the judge of this individual, and I have to take him. If you keep in your mind and you keep saying, yeah, I wish a nigga would, when you get in that mindset,
Right.
that means you're not going to be careful of your steps.
That's right.
Yo, anything outside of 20 feet, not with their back turned to you, facing you, they must be inside 20 feet. So you have to picture and imagine 20 feet. You're going to have to get that locked in your head. He got to be that close, or they have to be that close to me for me to put them down. That's even according for this land. Imminent threat.
That girl got away with it, though.
What girl?
That girl that shot them cats that jumped on her.
Who?
She pulled a pistol on him after she moved away and shot them.
Oh, you talking about them 2 when they robbed out on the street?
Yeah, no, not that one.
Okay.
Not that one there. She was a cop or something, right?
No, they let her go. They was just at some club having. They worked over, but she let them have it.
Yeah, she walked away.
She went on home. Yeah.
Turned around.
Yeah, let them have it.
Yeah.
So y'all, it's all based on circumstance and where the consciousness was at that time, y'all. To us, it may look, oh no, they gonna get her, but they're gonna try this.
Correct.
Because they have a guideline to measure. Okay, well this right here is in the part we say went crazy.
Right.
So there's a different judgment for that. That may mean 6 months up on Delmar and Union, Malcolm Bliss. Y'all understand? Or it may be we'll just put him in this program in jail, but he going to Potosi for 6 months. Y'all understand? So there's guidelines. You better know your guidelines.
Right. Right.
Go ahead. Yes, sir. Where you at, Elisha?
What's that, John?
John, 1836.
1836.
33. Let's get it, y'all. And this will be the last one as far as the war of our father. I just wanted y'all to see that he come in time when war, like Jericho, he like, I'm with y'all. No, y'all with me, Joshua. Don't get it twisted, Joshua. Y'all with me.
Right.
I'm not with y'all. Y'all with me.
You say 18 and 33?
Yes, sir.
John chapter 18, verse 33.
Yes, sir.
Then Pilate entered into the judgment hall again and called Yahushua, and said unto him, Art thou the king of the Jews? Yahushua answered him, Sayest thou this thing of thyself, or did others tell it thee of me? Pilate answered, Am I a Jew? Thine own nation and the chief priests have delivered thee unto me. What hast thou done? Yahushua answered, My kingdom is not of this world.
What did he say his kingdom was?
Is not of this world.
Uh-huh.
If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight.
What would his servants do?
Fight.
Uh-huh.
That I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from hence. Pilate therefore said unto him, Art thou a king then? Yahushua answered, Thou sayest that I am a king. To this end was I born.
Uh-huh.
And for this cause came I into the world.
Yes, sir.
That I should bear witness unto the truth. Everyone that is of the truth heareth my voice. Yes. Pilate saith unto him, What is truth? And when he had said this, he went out again unto the Jews, and saith unto them, I find in him no fault at all. But ye have a custom, that I shall release unto you one at the Passover. Will ye therefore that I release unto you the King of the Jews? Then cried they all again, saying, Not this man, but Barabbas. Now Barabbas was a robber.
Y'all see, Barabbas was a jack artist.
And a seditionist.
Boy, look here.
And a
Barabbas
murderer.
didn't play. Yeah, and he shed innocent blood. So y'all have to understand, they say, give us him. Don't give us the Messiah. We don't want him. But what I wanted you to see was in that 18 and 36 when he said, my kingdom is not of this world. So you can't build Messiah's kingdom now.
Right.
You got Negroes talking about, well, if we get 12 of us and we each have 12 children, we'll make the 144,000. Do you know there's some camp Negroes out here thinking they're going to swivel hips for the 144,000? They think they can brought in with fast rotation and
Fast rotation. Everybody doing the washing machine.
But boy, look here. Everybody doing the washing machine. But y'all, but he said, my kingdom is not of this world, my servants will fight. So at the second coming, his world starts because this world ends. And guess who with him? His servants. And they all got a sword in their hand. And then they'll fight because it's his kingdom. So when all the nations are put down, they know what they're coming up against. Like every other nation know who the superpower is on earth.
Yeah.
And they know if they come against this nation, there's going to be nuclear drop. That's why these nations on earth have an agreement called MAD. M-A-D. That all of them sign. I'm talking about superpowers. Mutual assured destruction. If we drop a nuke and you drop one, there'll be no more planet Earth. So we sign a contract. If any one of us go to do like this, then we all agree planet Earth is finna end. They actually have a document for that. Y'all look up the MAD agreement of the nations. I'm talking about superpowers. So the only person we got in our nation, we need a superpower.
Yeah.
We need a captain of the host.
That's right.
What we gonna do with a Negro that's sitting like this when a white man come and he calling himself the general and he looking, no, we're not mean to anyone. No, sir. No, we need a captain.
Yes, sir.
We're not mean to no.
I'm talking about where his lieutenant took care of the lightweight work. Say, the Messiah was sitting with the Father. Michael knocked Lucifer out.
Right.
Come on.
All his servants are mighty valiant men.
Knocked him out cold. People walk by, that's what that Isaiah say. People gonna be saying, you got knocked? Is this the man? Out.
Yeah.
Let's just man.
Right, Sage.
Falling like lightning. Yes, sir, like lightning. That's what the Messiah said. He said, I saw him falling like lightning. He like, ooh, he got KO'd.
Right.
He said, pew. That show was a two-piece. I'm talking about fall like lightning.
Woo!
That's why when Michael came for the body of Moses in the book of Jude, he said he didn't have to do no railing accusation against him. He just said, man, get out the way. You know I come for Moses' body. Just move out the way. Say like, all right, player, you got it. You got it, player. Yeah, he know he had it. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get caught up on this now, y'all. We're going to get into men and brethren. So what we want to do is deal with Ecclesiastes 3, 1 through 9 real quick. And then we'll deal with men and brethren, something that was before the flood, because the law has never changed. Only thing changed was the priesthood. Melchizedek, Adam, up into us getting into Mount Sinai. That's the schoolmaster. That means Melchizedek training. Aaron, the schoolmaster, is Melchizedek training, where you train your flesh, get it and obey, or we're going to beat it because it's going to die anyway. Let us whoop that, but not your consciousness. So we have to understand, and then Melchizedek picks back up when the veil rent in the temple after Christ is crucified. We're back under Melchizedek order, so we got to be thinking up here. If you still got to go back to Melchizedek training school, there's going to be a problem, because you're going to be trying to exalt flesh.
All right, family, we're going to be reading in the book of Ecclesiastes.
And flesh and blood can't enter where?
The kingdom.
Yes, sir.
Chapter 3. Going to start the reading in verse 1.
Yes, sir.
Ecclesiastes.
In the Bible.
In the script.
Yeah.
Chapter 3. And verse 1.
Yes, sir.
Everybody there?
Go ahead. Let me catch up with you. Let me catch up with you.
All right. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and 1. To everything there is a season. And a time to every purpose under the heaven.
So we have to understand the Most High does things in seasons. So 4 months of time or weeks of seasons, 400 years or different things like that. So he's saying it's done by season. That's why we have to be careful we don't allow a YouTube video to push us into another season. And it ain't there. So he's saying there's going to be time for you to do this in this season. There's going to be a time for you to hold back in this season. There's going to be a time for you to fast in this season. Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, bro.
Verse 2.
Yeah.
What chapter was that again? I'm sorry.
Chapter 3.
Chapter 3.
Yeah.
In verse 2.
Yeah.
A time to be born. And a time to die.
Yeah.
A time to plant. And a time to pluck up that which is planted.
So when we, even before we get to even somebody trying to come at us and tomorrow your God kills, there's a time to die before that. Even if it's a natural death, you still got to account for dying.
Right.
Dying is sin causes death.
Right.
So no matter how you look at it, even before he says it's a time to kill, you live and you die. Some people die in their mother's womb.
Yeah. Where you born.
Go ahead, bro.
Verse 3.
Yeah.
A time to kill. And a time to heal. A time to break down. And a time to build up. A time to weep. And a time to laugh. A time to mourn. And a time to dance. A time to cast away stones. And a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace. And a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get. And a time to lose. A time to keep. And a time to cast away.
And when we see about times embracing, that's Matthew 24, and he said they still going to be given in marriage.
Yeah.
They're going to be doing all this thing. It's going to be a cutoff time for that.
Yeah.
And when you just go on like ain't nothing happening, you can see the signs. And yeah, we get married tomorrow, but it's supposed to be an eclipse and it's matching up. Ain't nobody listening to that. This going to be my day.
Uh-oh.
Know what I'm saying?
Woe to the man.
Woe to the man. Let's get some more.
Verse 7.
Yeah.
A time to rend, and a time to sow, a time to keep silence, and a time to speak.
See, you got to know that time to keep silent, like the Messiah was silent when they was questioning. He like, thou hast said, y'all know you was around, you heard everything. What I got to talk about now? Right. Agree with your adversaries while you're in the way. It didn't say with them while you got the advantage or your boys around, but
right.
while thou's in the way where you ain't got no support system.
Right.
And the hell you going off and you know there's a killer with a license to kill.
Yeah.
Pull that gun and badge off. And he look at you and say, you think I'm going to do that out here on Highway 44 and ain't nobody around?
Right.
And you looking like you just got out the jail? Oh, no, sir. I won't pull off the gun and badge. Matter of fact, I'm going to fix you from saying that.
Mm-hmm.
and taser you in the mouth. That'll fix all of that tough talking.
Lips fat.
Fat then while you hollering and can't nobody hear it.
Tongue fat. Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's a fat mouth.
Cause all you can do, look, all you can do is kill him at that point.
But you got your body cam on.
Look.
I feel threatened.
Boy, look here. That's all you can do, but you gonna be on the run.
Verse 8. A time to love and a time to hate.
A time to do what?
To hate.
How? Since when is a such thing coming from the Most High? Time to hate. Real quick, Elijah. Psalm 139, 1 and 2. Just real quick, and then we're gonna finish this. Real quick, so y'all understand what he means when it's time. The Most High explains himself. So there can't no naysayer. There your God is again right there. What kind of God? What kind of God tell you it's time to hate? What you supposed to just Thursday say, I'm going to hate my children? That's what your God do? If you don't know how to answer this, you're going to be just standing there stuck.
Right.
Well, I guess you're right.
I guess you can't. I guess I can't hate you. Go bring all your Buddha stuff, your room in over there. Bring all your Muslim stuff and all your moon doctrines, because I ain't supposed to. Hey, you can stay over there. Bring all your strange new books, your waspy sloppy and all that. You can stay over there. Because I ain't supposed to hate nobody. What it say, Lysa?
What you say?
Psalm 139, 1 and 2. Is that perfect hatred?
Yep. Last verse.
It ain't one.
21 and 2 is the last few verses. 139, ain't it? Yeah. Yeah, 22.
22, verse 22.
Go start at 21.
21.
I tell you what started at 19, Lysa.
Okay.
Psalm 139. And because he says it's a time to hate, but this the only time you can hate. What that say, Elijah?
Verse 19.
Yes, sir.
Surely thou wilt slay the wicked.
What he gonna do?
Surely thou wilt slay the wicked.
You see how
O
David's
Elohim.
mind was at first?
139, verse 19.
19,
Yeah.
okay.
So y'all, right here he said, "Thou shalt slay the wicked." You see what David's mind is at? He ain't talking about give me strength to do it. Go ahead. What it say?
O Elohim,
Yeah.
depart from me, therefore, ye bloody men, for they speak against thee wickedly, and thine enemies take thy name in vain. Do not I hate them, O Elohim, that hate thee.
That do what?
That hate thee.
That's the only way you can hate. They have to hate our God. You're open to hate those individuals. The devil hates our God.
Right.
We can hate the devil. Go ahead.
And am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee? I hate them with perfect hatred.
How can there be any such thing on this planet? Perfect hatred? Perfect hatred is to hate your mother or your father. That's what the Messiah told us, didn't he? Mm-hmm. But what he means is perfect hatred, meaning to love less. Jacob hated Leah, but he got 6 children by her, so he don't hate her after midnight. So he loved her less than Rachel. So when the Most High said hate, he means to love less. And David is saying, don't I hate them that love, that hate you? I hate them less than anybody else on the planet. Because most wicked and hateful people are going to be in the house with you.
Yeah.
Forgive your brother 70 times 7. That's 490 times. If you married, you're going to use up 300 of them in 1 week. You like, damn, I ain't got but 190 left for the world.
Yeah.
Let me rethink this.
Yes, yeah, go ahead. What else to say?
So, Brother David,
Yes, ma'am.
I want to thank you, first of all, for last week and this week, because it's telling us the only time that we have the right to hate is when the law has been transgressed.
Well, yeah, when but it's only to love less.
Only to love
We can't
less.
never hate to the point that where we pronounce death
Destruction.
or condemnation.
Right.
We can't never hate. There's a line we can't cross because we can't put them in the lake of fire when we trying to make sure we don't go there. So you can't hate your own self in there. What you got?
Elder Solomon, ain't it the perfect hatred would be, or would it be, because I'm not doing it. I'm doing it through the Most High. In other words, I'm not trying to do the vengeance. the hatred's coming through him, through his just acts. Right?
Perfect example, David. When Goliath was calling him out, first he called out our God. Your God ain't nothing. Y'all some cowards. That's why y'all hiding behind the bushes. And not only that, but you and your God is some cowards because y'all sending this boy out here. Y'all gonna send a youth out here? I'm a man of war. I got skills. I got heads around here in Philistine. I am a champion. Ain't that what they call it? The champion of Gath. A killer. David said, you done defied the Lord and the armies of the Lord. You speak like this, the Lord gonna have your head today. You, what he call them? You uncircumcised heathen, the Lord will have you today. See, that's what I'm talking about, perfect hatred. David didn't say he was talking about just the children of Israel. He said, you got to hate for our God.
Right. First and foremost.
And then he looked at all of them. He said, y'all going to just keep hiding in these bushes? Y'all going to let them talk like this?
Yeah. Right.
Little nigga, you better get back there with the sheep. Who told you to come down here anyway? You come down here, you know you ain't old enough to be down here. Get back over there. And you hide. Boy, David said, no, I killed the bear and the lion just last week. You think Mr. Uncircumcised he gonna have a problem?
Right. And that was because the spirit of Elohim rested upon David.
On David.
In all those events. And so David, like Abraham, trusted in Elohim
yes, sir.
As a youth.
Yes, sir.
He believed his word and trusted and had faith.
And they knew it when they went and got it.
He put all his chips on the table.
All the chips on the table. And not only this, he ran towards Goliath. He charged at him. And you know they looking, they like this little wait a minute.
What are you about to do?
Let's get caught up. Let's get caught up, y'all. We got about a half hour. Yes, sir.
We're back in the book of Ecclesiastes.
Hold on, Lysa, did you finish that out?
Did you get that?
Let me
no,
see.
I didn't.
I hate them, verse 22.
I count them mine enemies. Search me, O Elohim, and know my heart.
Know what?
Know my heart. Try me, and know my thought.
Know my what?
Thought. And see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way of everlasting.
So y'all see what David is saying. He said, before I hate or talk about doing anything, try me first and make sure I'm on point with this. I hate them that hate you. I hate them that love you less and go after another God. That's the hatred that we would have to have for our parents. Perfect hatred. Not to cut them down but to give them time, bring them back into the fold of things. But perfect hatred, just love them less. At this point, you have to love them less. They talking about a strange God. Right. You can't love her like a mom you would that believe in the scripts and everything to the letter. There's going to be a variance. That's why I say I come to put variance. There's going to be a difference with how this thing goes.
Right.
But if you love them parents that need me to keep breathing more than you love me, it's going to be a problem for both of y'all. Right. Messiah told his mama that. Blessed be the path that you suck. He said, no. Blessed are those that get the word of God and do what? And do it and keep it. Your mother and your brother out there, they want to see you. They say, come out there. What he say? Who is my what?
Who is my brother? But they can do the will of my Father in heaven.
If you don't understand it from that perspective, spiritually first, then we move down to the flesh.
Right.
So what we really have to do is the enemies of the fold of your own household, you're dealing with their conscience first, not their flesh. Their flesh is a result of the conscience. So you got to start up here with them. You can't start with this. If you start telling them about this, they don't care about that. It's dying anyway. You can see it dying. It don't look the same. You have to see pictures how it used to look. Boy, I could wear a pair of Jordan-ass jeans. What could you? And y'all, all these new talking about Jordan-ass jeans.
What the hell is that?
The Jordan-ass jeans. Look, my uncle came from Chicago. He was talking about his wife was, she wanted to go out to the club. Every time she go out, think she looking good in them damn Joe dancers. That's what he thought Jordan-ass. He had read it wrong. Them damn Joe dancers every evening.
Well, I can remember when I was in junior high, they had some jeans out called Devils.
Yeah.
Oh.
Remember them devil jeans? I never bought them because they was called devil.
Yes, sir.
I never bought them.
Look, that made you bad.
And they would have a devil all
around the leg, all around them. Right.
Or a serpent or something.
And you the man, though.
Boy, look, I had about 6 pairs.
Yeah, boy, look here.
Thought I was clean.
Boy, look here.
Yeah.
Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it where we at, because we'll speed this up just a little bit. Righteous man, where we going to Ecclesiastes 3, we got that Genesis 4.
You want to be done with that? We got 8 and 9.
Oh, got 8 9? Go ahead, finish that 8 9.
Read Ecclesiastes.
We just read
Yeah.
it.
It is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 8.
Yeah, that's where you at.
Oh, okay, didn't get to that.
A time to love
Yeah.
and a time to hate.
Uh-huh.
A time of war and a time of peace.
Uh-huh.
What profit hath he that worketh in that wherein he laboreth?
Uh-huh.
And that was it.
So y'all see that? So there's a time to do everything, but it has to be done according to the Spirit.
Right.
When you do this in this time, there's going to be times where you just going to have to sit back and watch it play out.
Yeah.
The Most High tell you, this is too great for you, but I got you. Like in your dreams, how you get woke up out of a bad dream just in time. The devil just reaching for you, clawing at you. You can feel the wind go by your head, and he's still clawing behind you. Then the phone ring, and you wake up out of that dream. You like, thank you, Lord. And you looking around, he ain't here.
Nothing but a dream.
It's nothing but a dream.
Yeah.
But dreams are real.
Yeah.
Because they're judged by the law.
We're going to the book of Genesis, chapter 4.
And for time's sake, y'all, I want you to read one and 2, and then we're gonna skip down to him being a fugitive. Because what we're gonna see, y'all, the law has never changed. Because you always hear people say, well, they was under a different time, but that was a different law. The law has been the same since Genesis 1 and 1.
Yes.
And Revelation 22, the last verse. It's been the exact same. The only thing has changed is the intercessor.
Yeah.
Who we go through. We still went through Christ. Moses just went to Christ.
You're right.
Aaron just went to Christ, and he still went to the Father.
That's right.
Before we do this, like, hold on, let me just so y'all understand. Get a little bit of that Exodus 28, and just start about 36. And y'all, this is when Moses was being dressed out to go into the holies of holies. I want y'all to understand this is the intercessor, Aaron, I should say, and all of his sons, allowed to go in the most sanctified place on earth, the holies of holies. Moses couldn't even go into the holies of holies, even though he's seen the Messiah face to face. But what we're talking about is a spot that where sinners' transgressions are forgiven. Talk about 33, Elisha. Exodus 28. And then we're going to jump right back to that 4. I just need y'all to understand that everything has been under the order of Melchizedek. Aaron is just basic training of Melchizedek. Y'all understand? Just one where the bells were put on it.
Oh, the bells. The
Yeah, it's 30
pomegranate.
with that 33 pomegranate right there.
Yeah.
And we'll move on down. Just for time's sake, like.
Okay. Exodus chapter 28, verse 33.
Yeah.
And beneath upon the hem of it thou shalt make pomegranates of blue and of purple and of scarlet round about the hem thereof, and bells of gold between them round about.
So this is Aaron. This is only the high priest. This ain't for the rest of Israel. This is the high priest getting his wardrobe, what he's supposed to have. And notice these are bells that go on the bottom of his robe. See, those bells was for, they would put a rope on his leg and they shake it. He shake back. They hear the bells. They say, okay, he's still alive. He's still sacrificing. Because he had to sacrifice for himself first, and then for the children of Israel. If he go in there trying to do the children of Israel's sins first, and Aaron still got him on his jacket, he would be struck dead right then.
And they'll drag him out.
They drag him out there, yank the rope, they don't hear the bell, they just pull him out like, oh, he tripped. Got to get somebody else in his lineage. Go ahead, but what else say, Elisha?
A golden belt and a pomegranate, a golden belt and a pomegranate upon the hem of the robe round about. And it shall be upon Aaron to minister.
Who shall it be upon?
Aaron to minister. And his sound shall be heard when he goeth in unto the holy place before the Most High.
Y'all see, the sound shall be heard as he walking in there, the high priest going into the holies of holies. Go ahead.
And when he cometh out, That he die not.
That he do what?
Die not.
See, he had to be, y'all. It's on him first. He on the line.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt make a plate of pure gold, engrave upon it, like the engravings of a signet, holiness to the Most High. And thou shalt put it on a blue lace, that it may be upon a mitre.
And that's like a turban or a hat around the head. Go ahead.
Upon the forefront of the mitre it shall be. And it shall be upon Aaron's forehead.
What is going to be upon?
Aaron's forehead. That Aaron may bear the iniquity of the holy thing.
Which is spiritual first, so it's going to be in his consciousness. That's why they put it right here. Holiness of the Lord. So when you look in the mirror, Aaron, you got to know how you thinking. You're on a conscious mission. You're just now in basic training. You're the leader of basic training. So we got to keep reminding you where it has to be. Up here, Aaron. Go ahead.
Which the children of Israel shall hallow in all their holy gifts.
In all their what?
Holy gifts. And it shall be always upon his forehead, that they may be accepted before the Most High.
So that they may be accepted, because it has to be up here when he go in there and talk about a man's transgression first is. But it got to come from here first, not from here. So he's in Melchizedek. We just had to go back and relearn everything over again. It's still Melchizedek, but Aaron them just running it. It's not like it looks like the priesthood of Aaron, the priesthood of Melchizedek. It's only saying that because the priest we have now is just like you individuals, earthly. We're gonna see if we can get, if you can get it right with the earthly. Then when we start telling you spiritual, it's gonna come to you like this.
But it was set upon his pineal gland.
That's right. That's where it was at. And that's why the Pharisees have little boxes right here on their forehead, and that Judaism, Khazarism, they have a little box, and what they got in it, they say scriptures all in there, and they tie it around here so that they can remember. Well, you got some wrong script because you at the Wailing Wall doing like this, so you idol worship.
About to bust your noggin.
You got a hexagram on, so you're ready to cast spells.
And you don't believe in Messiah.
So what's up in here but the Dybbuk box?
Yeah, that's all it is.
Y'all look up the Dybbuk box.
That's all it is.
It came from Kirkwood, Missouri. And Hitler had hold of it.
Yeah.
And that's how Hitler was able to get down like he was. And that box came back from Germany, and it's back in Kirksville, Missouri right now.
Yes.
The Dybbuk box is the most wicked invention. Like we got the Ark of the Covenant, they use the Dybbuk box.
It's like in Hellraiser.
Boy.
Oh yeah, that box.
Y'all look it up.
Is that D-I-V-E-T?
Thank you. Dybbuk. O-T.
D-I-B-O-T?
Dybbuk box. Just do wicked Dybbuk box. It's going to spell it for you to that point. They say, we know what you're looking for.
Yeah. As soon as you start spelling it, it'll finish the spelling for you.
I got movies on that.
Y'all, but it's got Hebrew writing on it. It got 2 stones in it like an Aaron breastplate. And y'all, it came from Kirkville, Missouri. Went to Germany. Hitler then was using it for witchcraft.
Yeah.
Now it's back here in Kirkwood, Missouri. Y'all understand? So if anybody see that, holler it out what it do if y'all come to it, y'all. Let's keep moving though, y'all, so we get where we at, Elisha. Genesis 4. Genesis 4, y'all. I want you to just read 4 and 1, then we're going to skip down.
4, 1, and 2.
Yeah, 4, 1, and 2. And then we're going to skip down, Elisha, to verse, how far are we going anyway? What we say? I said the whole time, but we just going to skip down. We're going to skip down to 15.
Yeah,
13, yeah. We're just going to read 1 and 2, and this will clear up a lot of people thinking that the devil is Cain's daddy's. Spiritual, who calling me? What you got, Imam?
It's a paranormal,
What you talking about, the Dybbuk box? Read a little bit. What it say? Who got it? Read it out.
It's they say that the Dybbuk box or the Dybbuk box is a paranormal host. They call it a host.
Yeah, it's a host of demons. Yeah.
Right. Consisting of an antique wine cabinet or claimed to be haunted.
Well, see, if you do Wikipedia, it'll break down that start in the beginning. If you say Wikipedia Dybbuk box, but it tell you it's made out of acacia wood too, just like the Ark of the Covenant. So Satan is crafting it the same way, but it's used to cast spells. It'll make a Ouija board look like you doing card tricks. This is the most powerful box on earth. that the dark side was using. Let's get some more. Where we at?
Genesis chapter 4, verse 1.
Yeah.
And Adam knew Eve, his wife. And she conceived.
And she did what?
Conceived.
Conceived means to make pregnant. Go ahead.
And bare Cain. And said, I have gotten a man from the Most High. And she again bare his brother Abel.
Right.
And Abel was a keeper of sheep.
Right.
But Cain was a tiller of the ground.
Okay, now let's go skip down to verse 13. Cain killed his brother Abel. Now if Cain is the devil's son and he killed Abel, but then the devil's son killed Abel, the only problem we have with this is Matthew 12, Matthew 7. A rotten tree cannot bring forth good fruit. Right. So if Cain was the devil's son, he never would have been offered the chance of repentance.
Right.
Like Satan can't repent. Judas Iscariot can't repent. Ananias Sapphira can't repent. They have been sealed. Y'all understand what I'm saying? There's individuals you can't pray for them. There's individuals that do wrong out here now. You have to look at them like Judas Iscariot. Or you have to start praying that Judas Iscariot be spared. Well, start before him. Start with the devil.
Right.
Start praying for him.
Yeah, simply for the devil.
And if you don't, just tell why you won't pray for the devil. You still have to answer that. Why won't you pray for the devil then? There's evil people out here, y'all, that love the devil.
Sure is.
I'm talking about love him more than we love the Most High. Started in the heavens with a third of the angels.
Yeah.
Supernatural beings. Looking at the power he was given and thought he was given the kingdom.
Yeah.
Over the Most High, though.
Right.
It's like how they say we came from aliens, but yet we school them when they come here and don't know why they here. Yeah, y'all understand? Y'all end up beating them and you keep saying we came from them and they're superior in technology, but our slower technology figures out their higher technology.
Well, make it make sense. Let me run back to this verse 6.
Yeah,
brother,
go ahead,
real
bro.
quick, so they
Go
get
ahead.
the gist of what you were saying.
Yeah.
Verse 5 and 6. But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance failed.
Because the Most High didn't have respect to his offering. He said, I didn't tell you to bring me that.
Right.
It's like your friends trying to explain Christmas to you. You know, but what's wrong with doing it? It ain't hurt nobody.
Right.
That's not the offering that he said. He ain't said nothing about offer his birthday. You don't even know when his birthday is. And then since when, if you gonna do it be like Christ, then when your birthday come around, then you buy everybody gifts. And you don't get nothing.
You get the bill.
He get the bill. That's absolutely. Go ahead, bro.
And Most High said unto Cain, why art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well.
If thou do what?
If thou doest well. Shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. And unto thee shall be his desire. And thou shalt rule over him.
So that's what'll be your desire, but a rotten tree cannot bring forth good fruit. Cain could have never been accepted if he was the physical son of the devil. Was he the spiritual son? 1 John 3:11 say he was the spiritual son. He said the Pharisees, John 8:58, y'all the children of the devil.
Right.
But we know that they wasn't the offspring of the devil.
No. They followed
And because they was Israelites. Y'all understand? Pharisees are Israelites. Herodians are Israelites. That follow or get connected with politics or what we call a pile of tricks.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead. Jump down, Lisa.
So
verse 13, because after he killed him, the Lord put punishment on him, y'all, and this is what we're talking about. The same system was in place back then at the beginning of the world, in the wilderness, and at the end, the same process of the same laws. Go ahead, what did it say, Lisa?
And Cain said unto the Most High, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from the face shall I be hid. And I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me.
So now you understand Numbers 35 is involved in here. And what that's called is the safe place for, so the avenger of the sword don't come to get you. So it wasn't worried about who was out there. If it was some more people out there, they would have to have the law of God also.
Right. City of
So to slay him, to even know, so they would be slaying him according to what judgment if it was other people out there, and about what? It would have to be about killing your brother.
Yeah.
It couldn't, that's what he'd be worried about. But there was no other people. He was more concerned about angels, that death angel.
Right.
That will come to you to slay you, like the one that was coming after Moses when he didn't circumcise Gershom and on his way to Pharaoh. Send that angel to him. That angel went to him and went to cut him like this to Zipporah, snatched that pamp off that baby and cut it and circumcised him with a sharp rock and threw the foreskin over there. She said, Moses, you a bloody husband to me.
Bloody husband art thou.
You going to Pharaoh to correct him and this boy ain't correcting his shorts?
Right.
He got the blunt look.
Uh-oh.
And that was a sister from a different nation.
And that angel was coming to get him. It wasn't no outsiders that you worried about. Cain right here was worried about them death angels coming to get him. About what he did. Let's get some more. What it say?
And the Most High said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Most High set a mark upon Cain.
Right.
Lest any finding him should kill him.
So the mark of Cain is a fugitive and a vagabond.
Always
because
on the
no
run.
matter where you see shedding innocent blood, you're on the run.
Like they thought of Paul.
Yeah.
They thought
he was a murderer.
Fugitive and vagabond.
What else to say?
And Cain went out from the presence of the Most High and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden.
Yeah.
And Cain knew his wife.
And
she conceived and bare Enoch.
Well, who was his wife? His old Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel. They were born twins. Her curse was multiple conceptions. They had 930 daughters and 930 sons. 30 sons. 30 sons.
30 sons, 30
and 30
daughters.
daughters. I'm sorry, boy. I'm finna put them really doing some swiveling of here.
No.
30 sons and 30 daughters. So there was 30 sets of twins for Adam and Eve.
15 sets.
15 sets. Well, my math is terrible. And thank you, bro. Go ahead.
Some of them were triplets.
You laughing back there. Yes, some were triplets.
Some were triplets.
So
they weren't all just twins. Some were triplets as well.
But that was the curse. Multiple conceptions. That means to make pregnant. That's why he took his sister. That's what the devil got at him. He's like, look, you know they want you to marry this one right here.
Because in Joshua, you'll see that she had Cain and Abel were twins.
Yeah.
And then she had triplet daughters.
Yeah.
They say she had two sons and 3 daughters.
Yeah.
So the daughters were triplets and the sons were twins.
But they want you to have this ugly one, just like what you got over there too, Bob.
Book of Jubilees, chapter 4, and verse, it looked like this is about verse 9. It says, and Cain took Anawan, his sister, to be his wife.
Who he take?
Anawan, A-W-A-N. His sister to be his wife. And she bare him Enoch.
Who she bare him?
Enoch. At the close of the fourth Jubilee.
At the fourth Jubilee, and Jubilees go by weeks. So it's telling you a number of years that, and look, we had common names. Cain has a different line with the same names on Seth's side.
Right.
There's an Enoch, there's a Methuselah, there's a same name, they're common names. So just like the same situation with Esau and Jacob, they were supposed to marry Leah and Rachel. Twins marrying twins to get this thing jump started and moving again in the right direction. But let's get this caught up real quick, Lysa. Where we at? You start, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Okay. Yeah, so y'all finish reading that. No, I want to get down to verse, just jump down to verse 23.
All right.
But you all see in verse 19 who was the first polygamist on earth.
Right.
Cain's grandson, Lamech. First polygamist on earth, out of Cain's line. First multiple wifer. Adam got 30 sons and 30 daughters. You see what I'm saying, Lysa?
Yeah.
One woman, not 10. Let's get some more. Where we at?
Verse 23.
Yeah.
And Lamech said unto his wives, Ada and Zillah, hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech. Hearken unto my speech. For I have slain a man to my wounding.
To my wounding. That's self-defense. I killed a man to my own wounding. Self-defense. He upped on me, so I upped on him. Right. Go ahead.
And a young man to my hurt. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold.
And then it go on to tell you, Adam, knew his wife again, and Seth came and replaced Abel, who he had killed. But what we wanted you to see here is that he's on the run, the same thing, and he was given refuge, just like in Numbers 35. Ain't nothing changed in the law. It's all Melchizedek. It's just we went under the schoolmaster Melchizedek, which Aaron and his sons just happen to be intercessors for. Do it make sense? Because David ate the showbread like Melchizedek. It was for the priests only. But he was rocking in the foreshadow of Christ, just like Christ did Melchizedek order, even though Aaron was running it. He told us, pay tithes like you're supposed to do and do like you're supposed to do. Be it in Missouri, but don't do what they do. Because Sermon on the Mount, Matthew 5, it seemed to be different than Deuteronomy, where it says you've been told of old, eye for an eye, but I'm going to tell you this how you do it. Don't think about just killing all the time. And that's what we do, y'all, under that order of Aaron. If you're still in the schoolmaster, notice they just in the contest to slay individuals. Nobody is being brought up to the gospel of Christ. It's just killing people. And you'll have individuals around here think they supposed to kill people. Man, I saw them over there. Yeah, they asked me, man, I cut their head off, dog. Where they at? Oh, they still in the gutter over there, so you just slaying. You ain't building nothing. They ain't being built back up. You ain't building back up and bringing them with you.
Right.
You just cutting heads off.
Right.
What you got, bro?
I had a question in the chat a while back, since the video I had I'm scrolling to it now. She asked, my daughter asked me, why did the rock give water when Moses struck it, if he was supposed to speak to it? And did the Most High bury Moses in the mountain?
Yeah.
You know the answer.
All of that. Yeah, so he struck the rock because sometimes the Most High let you do things like we went to Joshua and they said they want a king, give him a king. Like he told Moses, he said, look, just speak to the rock. Water gonna come out. I got you. Don't worry about it. I know they making you mad. But in his anger, be angry, but do what?
Sin not.
Sin not. He sinned when he said we. Pow. When you get into Numbers 20 and 25, it's going to tell you, y'all spoke ill-advisedly against me at the waters of Meribah. That one slip, all the good they did just saying we.
Yep.
Me and Aaron have to give y'all water. He like, wait a minute, so you think you and Aaron split the Red Sea?
Right. That's why it's called the
So yeah, you speaking French now.
That's why it's called the waters of strife.
They're called the waters of strife because you got angry there and you lost your edge. You got too angry and you lashed out at them like you gonna give them water from the Most High in anger though?
Right.
Not in anger.
And through force.
Through force. So he allowed the water to come out of the rock for those reasons so that they gonna be an example that show you he don't have no respect to persons.
Right.
Y'all two come out here. He called them out in front of everybody. Get up in that mountain and die. Who got the cojones to do that? That's gonna be a slow walk, ain't it? Just walking and looking back, hoping he said, no, come on back. You walk a few more steps and look back again. And he do like this.
Go on now.
Go on now.
That's compassion without compromise.
Boy, look here. That's what we talking about. So y'all, we want to run that to get it now. Y'all, let's get, we did Ecclesiastes 4, Exodus 21, 12 through 15. Y'all, we're going to run these and we're going to close out while we got just a few minutes. Yes, sir. Y'all, now we're dealing with the men and just hopefully, we speed through these. We just hit these one line. Y'all, we're going to have to take these for the numbers we got. We're going to be able to go back because I just want to get Moses and Abraham just real quick on why they was where they are. And just to show y'all they had swords in their hands, both these men. So the Most High ain't telling us just to go around, be unarmed, and just take a bruising or a kill.
No.
I don't need no pistol. I go down there where them niggas wield nightsticks and swords. The Lord got me. I go down there. I got the power of the Lord on me.
Okay. Yeah. Blind faith.
Go ahead.
Exactly. Playing in traffic.
That's blind faith.
Playing in traffic.
They doing cartwheels.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was driving that car.
So y'all read Numbers chapter 20, verse 22 to the end, and you're gonna see Moses and Aaron getting court-martialed for disobedience for what happened at the waters of strife. So, Sister Davidia, I hope that answered Brother Gamaliel.
Yes.
That's the husband of Sister Davidia.
She did, and thank you for the ladybug.
Yes, sir.
Well, from the ladybug, I'm sorry.
What ladybug?
Yeah. Go ahead, y'all. Let's get this real quick.
In the book of Exodus, chapter 21, start the reading in verse 12.
So now we'll get to if somebody come in your house, what you do with that pistol.
Exodus 21 and 12.
What it say?
He that smiteth a man, so that he die.
So that he do what?
So that he die.
That's putting him to death, ain't it? Smite the man.
Shall be surely put to death.
And
if a man lie not in wait.
Lie not in wait. He ain't plotting.
But Yah deliver him into his hand. Then I will appoint thee a place whither he shall flee.
So now he's saying, if you ain't done this and you had to defend yourself, I'm going to make a place for you to go till this gets straightened out.
Right.
Okay.
You know, if you forced to have to kill a man, but see what the verse say? Smite a man be put to death, and if a man lie not in wait, that means hide for him. Yeah, as soon as he come past here, I'm going to pop the noodles out of his head and you hide. That's lying in wait. But the Most High say, I'm going to put him in your hand like Saul was put in David's hand 3 times because Saul was trying to kill David. Just throwing a javelin at him. Most High say, you can get him now. And David just cut the piece of his skirt off his shoulder. He said, I could have got you last night while you was doing a number 2.
Right.
Because he was doing a number 2. He had went in the cave and lifted his skirt up. So he was doing a number 2.
You had to concentrate on that.
And David just went in there and cut while he was in between one of them. I told him I could have got you, but I spared you. But David killed the man that helped assist Saul with suicide.
Right.
With killing himself. He said, I just helped plunge the sword in him. He said, you put your hands on the Lord anointed. That's what you just said. Yeah, but I brought you the crown. And he got dust all over his face. He think he gonna sit at David's table. They were like, you didn't put your hands on the Lord's anointed. I didn't even do that.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's when we talk about when you understand mercy. That's how you know David had a heart like Messiah. It was about mercy.
Right.
Let's get some more. Where we at?
Verse 14.
Yeah.
But if a man come presumptuously upon his neighbor, to slay him with guile.
To slay him with what?
With guile.
That's no good.
Thou shalt take him from mine altar, that he may die.
Get him out of there because he plot. Shalom, sis. I give you a holler about that. Okay. All right.
Verse 15.
Shalom.
And he that smiteth his father or his mother shall be surely put to death.
He said that ain't no problem with that. You surely gonna get put down. But what we wanted to tell you that there's 2 situations. If you plot or if an individual come to you, the Most High gonna make it so that you don't leave in the back of that police car.
Yeah.
If it come down and you trying to be at peace with all men and it's like this, and there can't be no peace with all men and you're trying your best. Lord, have mercy on me. Don't let me do this. And that individual go, Most High say you can put him down and I'll make a place for you to escape.
Right.
Until we get this solved and then you be back home with your family.
Right.
I've actually seen the Most High deliver a man into another man's hand.
Yes, sir.
Yalil, may the Most High rest his soul. Grandfather, a man robbed his grandfather. Beat him and robbed him. So Yalil and his brothers were looking for this cat. Couldn't find him, but he lived in the community. Yalil described the guy to him because where he robbed the guy, his grandfather at, the liquor store owner and them knew who the dude was that robbed him. So they gave Yalil a description of the guy and his name. So Yalil and his brothers combing the hood looking for this cat. So he came to me, he's like, man, he describing it. I was like, man, there's one cat that live in this community that fit that description, but the crime don't fit
him.
Right. You know, because of the way he acts when he walks through the hood, the crime don't fit him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Be careful.
Shabbat shalom says. So he's like, well, I got his name. I said, well, what's his name? He said the name. I said, well, I don't know the guy's name, but, you know, but the description fit this cat. that live down the street, man. I said, I mean, fit it to a T. I said, but the crime don't fit his ways because when he walks through, he's nice, he's polite, he's cordial, talks to everybody, speaks, you know, and everything. I said, but I don't know. So one day, it's Yaleel's birthday. Yaleel's over my house, you know, we chilling. We step out on the porch. Yaleel smoking a cigarette. The guy comes walking down, two guys come walking down the street. I say, Yaleel, this the brother I was talking about when you was describing the cat. I said, this him right here. He said, oh, okay. So the guys get closer. Yaleel standing on, smoking a cigarette. The guy walks up. He said, hey, now mind you, out of all these years this guy walks through, he never stopped to talk. He just say, hey, how y'all doing? And keep walking. This particular day, the dude stops. He goes, hey, how y'all doing? I say, hey, what's up, my man? He asked Yaleel, hey, brother, you got another cigarette? Yaleel say, yeah. Yaleel say, hey. He said, hold on a second. He said, by the way, what's your name? This is Yaleel asking the brother. He said, what's your name? The dude's telling him this thing. He said, he says, whatever the cat name, he said, I'm him. He said, I'm him, like, I'm that nigga you been looking for.
Right.
Yaleel walks in the house. He whispers something to me, walks in the house. He's like, I'm gonna get a lighter. He comes back out. He say, Elijah, this is the nigga. I said, huh? By this time, Yaleel done walked down the steps. Dude got the cigarette in his, he give him the cigarette. Dude got the cigarette in his mouth. He said, yeah, could I get a light? He said, yeah, you need a light? Yaleel pulled out a lighter, but while he pretended he finna light, he just started. Man, smashed the cigarette, bust his mouth. Dude fell back. I had a tree in front of my house, a little small tree. Fell on the tree. The tree bounced him back up to Yaleel, hit him again. Pow, pow. Dude fell out of the street. The dude walking with him took off running. No, he kept walking. Then he saw Yaleel whooping him. He turned around. He said, hey, man, what you doing? He said, hey, this nigga robbed my granddaddy. Was you with him? He said, no. Turned around and took off running. Man, I said, wow. I said, man, the Most High straight delivered this cat right in your hand.
Right to you.
On his birthday.
Oh, wow,
and see, y'all,
gave him a gift.
But he kept that anger in check for only a hard right hand to the jaw.
Right, not a murder.
Yeah.
Because if you put him down, you know, he still got, the police got to be called.
Right.
Because the meat wagon got to come.
Yeah.
What the
You
dude
can't say it's about my granddaddy. Go ahead.
after he hit him a couple of more times and dropped him, he hopped up and
Took
took off running.
He got it back.
But you know, Yaleel had bad feet, so he
Well,
couldn't
sure
chase
couldn't get
after.
him on. He said, you better be glad. That's what I told him at the last electric slide contest. Y'all better be glad. Come on, let's get this last one, y'all. I mean, come on, where we at? 22, Exodus 22, 2 through 4. Y'all, we just gonna run one apiece for Abraham and Moses so y'all understand that the Most High was with them and they had a weapon on them, but you cannot have that weapon unless you got this together. You understand? When you hear some police say, I've never taken my pistol out of my holster, they're finding ways not to be on the news. They're doing everything they can, but it's some, boy, they keep it unbuckled.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Ready to
Like they had one on the news the other day out of Ohio, Oskaloosa, Alabama, locked his boy up, his gal said, I think he got a silencer, so they put him in the back seat. This coward police walking by, an acorn fell out the tree and hit on the hood of the car. He fell on the ground, shot the car up, and the boy in the car handcuffed. Then his partner shot fired. His partner they shoot up their patrol car. And then he said, I got hit. And they look at that and say, where you get hit at?
He ain't get hit. Damn acorn.
An acorn hit off the car. They fired his ass, and now the ambulance chasing is getting his brother finna get him a ton of paper behind that because they could have killed him.
And not one bullet hit him.
Not one bullet hit him. That's how you know the Most High was with him. But that's how bad and itchy finger they want to kill us. We cannot have that same mindset for them because we're not gonna get the breaks they gonna get.
Right.
Let's get it, y'all. They gonna beat the brakes off of us.
Actually, he didn't get fired. He resigned.
He retired.
Did he retire? Had to, yeah. They told him, boy, look here, you got to go. You the coward among all cowards. A squirrel calls this.
Right.
He finna be somewhere else as a cop. Probably a sergeant.
Boy, look here, I hope not.
That's what they do. They just
22, y'all. Let's get this 2 through 4.
The book of Exodus, chapter 22 and verse 2.
What it say?
If a thief be found breaking up,
Me into your house, into your stuff.
and be smitten that he die, there shall no blood be shed for him.
See, if you walk in and catch a thief tearing up your house, and you have to put him down, there should be no blood shed for him.
Right.
Go ahead.
If the sun be risen upon him, there shall be blood shed for him. For he should make full restitution. If he have nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft.
So, and this gets on down into things too, like if you going somewhere and you're like, look, bro, I need you to hold all my jewelry. You know, man, I gotta go do 6 months. And then when you get out, he say, oh man, I forgot to tell you, my house got broke in yesterday. Mm-hmm. They will put the house owner on trial to make sure he didn't set the break in up. To get your stuff stole and his stuff still there. I don't know how they went yours. I don't know how they know all them rings was yours. Cause they didn't take none of mine. No, we will be brought to court out there to make sure ain't nobody player hating on you, plotting on you.
Right.
But that's all I want to just get there to let you know if a thief come in your house, you coming up, hey, what you doing? Initially, they're gonna try to get out. Right. So it's gonna be a scuffle to get out. Getting out, they may try to harm you. You put them down.
Right.
If they happen to get out, then we take them to trial. Because now it's out of your hands. They out of your jurisdiction.
Yeah, because that one man, they chased that thief down on the south side and stabbed him to death in the alley.
He in the penitentiary.
Yeah, he's serving life now.
If you set a booby trap up at your house, like this one man had a shotgun that when his garage door opened again, the shotgun went off and pulled a string. They got him for sabotage. He went to jail and had to pay a fine to their people's parents. No, you call us. We'll stop the thief from coming in there. But you can't booby trap nothing. So y'all understand what we're saying? So it's telling you how to deal when if a thief in your house and you come in, oh, you won't miss the law and order, I see. Mm-hmm. What he gonna do when you pull out there and it's shining and it's blinded? Either he gonna go out the window or down the stairs, like, and I'm gonna get you something. Or he going in the back of a hearse.
Oh, yeah.
The meat wagon, they call it.
Yeah.
But real quick, y'all, we're going to get these last few. We're going to close on out, y'all. And these are righteous men. That was the brethren. But did we get that John 18:36? Nothing great. Hold on. I'm trying to lay down his life for his brother.
No.
No, I don't see that.
Okay, let me, there's no greater love is what I want. Too bad you know what I want. Why we getting this John? Oh, here it is, John 15, right there. That's what I want. Yes, sir. Real quick, y'all, we're going to get these last two. And y'all, we're talking about the righteous men. We're just going to do two real quick, and then we're going to be out of here. We're going to show what Moses and Moses and Abraham had to put individuals down righteously. Mm-hmm. So the Most High never told us to be slap targets.
Right.
He said, when turn the other cheek, somebody say something. Usually talking about, man, that was like a slap in the face what you said about my mom. So he just saying maybe some caused him to do that, turn the other cheek. They slap you on that side and say, well, I meant it about your mama and your grandmama, nigga.
Okay.
Then they slap you on the other cheek. So now it's time to defend the situation.
Right.
That's why I say, admonish your brother if you heard something about him because he may not have said it.
Right.
Don't chastise him first, then, oh man, you didn't do that. You lose a friend.
Right.
Right. Like, man, you just gonna
do that, man. You
just
don't
gonna accuse me or something and not even see if I did it.
I heard you didn't like me. You really don't like me. No, dog, it ain't like that. Well, what it's like?
Right. Tell me what it's like. Right?
Go ahead. Let's get this real quick, y'all. We'll close out John 15, verse 10.
The book of John, chapter 15 and verse 10.
Yes, sir.
If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love.
If we do what?
Keep my commandments. Ye shall abide in my love.
So that's what love is, keeping the commandments. Right. Uriah got a new saying. I can't remember Uriah. Uriah just say, I commandment you, brother. Like you say, I love you. I commandment you, brother. I say, that may be a little rough. I'm stumbling. We're trying to do that, but I know I'll do it with you. Go ahead.
even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love.
Yes, sir.
These things have I spoken unto you, that my joy might remain in you, and that your joy might be full.
Yeah.
This is my commandment, that ye love one another,
yes, sir,
as I have loved you.
Yes.
Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friend.
That a man do what?
Lay down his life for his friend. Ye are my friends, if ye do whatsoever I command you. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth. But I have called you friends. For all things that I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you.
That's what a friend to do on it. He won't hold no secrets and talk about secret knowledge y'all can't know about.
Right.
Hell no.
Verse 16.
Yeah.
Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you, that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you. These things I command you, that ye love one another. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If ye were not of the world, or if ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you.
That's right.
If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also.
Yes, sir.
But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me.
Yes, sir.
If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin, but now they have no cloak for their sin.
Because the Messiah, the intercessor, is here.
That's right.
Ain't no excuses no more. Right. You better find out the right intercessor to get to the Most High. And it ain't your triple high priest with a prescription in his pocket.
Right.
Real quick, y'all, just we're going to run these last two, y'all. We're going to close out. And we're going to have you read that Jasher 71 all that we have on the list. But Genesis 14 and 12. And all I want to do, we're going to get right to the part of this Abraham scrapping. And then we're going to go right to Exodus 2. Where Moses did something, and we're going to see what the judgment was on, so that you understand how to protect yourself. Because the laws of the land go exactly with the Bible. Y'all just don't understand when they put this on here. We just think they all for the white man. It's all for this. It's their system. Technically going to look like it favors them. But they got white folks in jail. Trump owed $354 million today.
Yep.
For that tax situation.
Right.
And he finna go to jail for what happened in Alabama. I mean, where he tried to buy votes or get me them votes.
Yeah.
And the insurrection. So y'all, it works for them too. They just got money, what we don't. They could just give a lawyer $10,000. Yeah, I want to go to court till next summer. Got you, I got you. What we gonna tell them? You think the public defender let me go to next Sunday?
Hell no, nigga.
No, the public defender want to go on vacation, and he getting paid by the state.
Right, you gonna sit
You
in
better
county.
show up.
You gonna sit in
Or
county.
you gonna
until
sit
your
in
trial.
county. Yes, sir. Let's get it, y'all, real quick so we can close out. Genesis 14 and 12.
Genesis chapter 14, verse 12.
Yes, sir.
And they took Lot.
And they took who?
Lot.
And this, the owners of Sodom and Gomorrah, so y'all get the gist of this. Abraham's herdmen and Lot herdsmen, which Lot is his nephew. They were squabbling about, we got too much cattle. So Abraham said, all this land belonged to us. He said, nephew, because Lot was his nephew. He said, whichever side you want, nephew. Now this is the uncle. But he understands his nephew is not like his father. His nephew is like his uncle. His nephew is just like Abraham. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So he called Lot brother at times. That's on the spiritual level.
Yeah.
Nephew is on the flesh level.
Right.
Y'all understand? Like AZ Ben Yehuda is my nephew, but I'll call him brother when it's up here. And then when we get in flesh, now look out, boy, you know your uncle can't move like he used to. Pick that up for me. Because I remember when he used to walk around in his underwear in public. I mean, in front of company. But he was at just 3 or 4 there. You know what I'm saying? So he could.
The Spider-Man.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Da-dun-da-dun. A little da-dun-da-dun.
Let's get it, y'all. Yes, sir.
Yeah, he still got him.
Tight, man.
Verse 12. And they took Lot.
And they did what?
Took Lot. Abram's brother's son.
Abram's who?
Brother's son. Who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods, and departed. And there came one that had escaped, and told Abram, the Hebrew, for he dwelt in the plain of Mamre, the Amorite, brother of Eshcol, and brother of Aner. And these were confederate with Abram.
So we always been confederate. We were cool with certain people of other nations. They were cool with us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't have war with every nation. There was nations that we was affiliated with, but our God reigned supreme.
That's right.
What you got to do? Confederate mean we cool. We got look.
Enjoying too.
We like look. If we come over here like Abraham was. He took care of Nabal's sheep for no charge. Look, don't worry about them robbers. We got to be out here anyway, so we got your sheep, bro. But when David needed just some cakes and bread, Nabal wouldn't give it to him. He like, man, I've been watching your sheep for free and I can't get no raisins.
Right.
He said, ain't gonna be a man alive in your house behind this. So we had neighbors that helped us out. Like when Moses ran out of Egypt, he ran to Cush. They made Moses the king.
Like abolitionists were confederate with Harriet Tubman.
That's right.
Right. Yep.
So confederate mean we have this certain agreement.
Have agreement with
Solomon went too far because people would give their daughters, like the king of Pharaoh would give his daughter to Solomon, and he refused to follow the commandment of the Lord. Okay, man, it'll seal the deal. That shouldn't have sealed the deal. It should have been a handshake that sealed the deal. Like Abraham did, not to cut you off, like Abraham did with them Hamites for the cave that everybody's buried in. Those were Hamites that he made that deal with, and he shook their hand. They're confederate in this. And that document was 400 years old because when they left Egypt, Naphtali had to run back to Egypt and get the document that's 400 years old so that Jacob could be buried in that tomb.
Right.
Y'all understand? Paperwork 400 years old.
Yeah.
Keep them receipts, y'all.
Right. Keep the receipts. Yeah, but a confederate is like to be an elite with, like in Psalms 82, it say all those nations that were confederate against Israel.
Yeah.
Right.
Y'all, let's get these real quick so we get out of here. Just this last one. What does it say, y'all? We're in 14 and
14.
12.
12.
No, 14 and 14.
14.
Yeah.
And when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive.
See, he called him his brother now, but up it was his nephew.
Yep.
But his brother in the spirit. Because that's where we're going to be in the kingdom. Y'all going to be brothers and sisters. Ain't going to be no uncles, no granddaddies. It's all brothers and sisters. Right. Let's get some more.
He armed his trained servants.
What did he do?
Armed his trained servants.
What did he arm them with? Some water guns? Or?
No.
Go ahead.
Swords and spears. Slingshots.
Yeah.
Oh my. Born in his own house. 318. And pursued them unto Dan. And he divided himself against them, he and his servants, by night, and smote them.
What did he do?
Smote them.
That means put them to death, don't it?
Yeah.
This Abraham? Go ahead.
And pursued them unto Hobah, which is on the left hand of Damascus. And he brought back all the goods, and also brought again his brother Lot, and his goods, and the women also, and the people.
So y'all read this where he meets Melchizedek at, who happened to be Shem at the time, and he gave him a tithing off of that spoil that he brought back. But Abraham took no money. He just paid his people off. Thank you for laying down your life to go get my nephew. Thank you, here the reward. I don't need it. I already got paper. And Melchizedek showed up. He gave Melchizedek 1/10 of those spoils from the wall. So it was a free will offering. That's what Hebrews 7 means. He paid tithes in Levi before Levi was even thought of. Abraham is given a tenth right here. A free will offering though.
Right.
So y'all understand that? But Abraham put that man down. No murder charges. No nothing. The Most High had to deliver him. He went and got his nephew.
That's right.
So if we had to come get our nephew, if a kidnapper got your child, we coming in that house.
That's right.
That's right.
Right.
Ain't no doubt about it. I'm calling y'all, I'm telling y'all, we know where they at. They in here. We coming in there. We going in there.
With the spirit of Elohim.
That's right.
We going in there to get that baby.
And we coming out.
One of them times.
This one of them times.
And Ecclesiastes 3 time kill.
It's time to kill. Had to go get him. They weren't going to release that stuff. Y'all read the rest of that because look, Melchizedek is there to bless him.
Right.
So it's not unrighteous killing.
With bread and wine.
With bread and wine, they order Melchizedek, bringing it in to Abraham. So let's just real quick, y'all. Exodus 2:11 through 15, y'all, we close out. Y'all read to back up this Abraham story in the book of Jasher, chapter 16, verse 6 on down. It's going to say the same thing, but it's going to go into more detail. Just real quick, Exodus chapter 2, verse 11 through 15. And we're going to close out, y'all. And I'm just going to give a few homework scriptures, y'all. We will close on out. Y'all study these on your own because the one they like to go to is always that 1 Samuel where the Most High said, kill everybody, children, cattle, everything. And they go right to that to make our God look like he's no good. Like he just slays his creation for no reason. No, when you get into that Samuel, you're going to see it was 400 years he waited. Who wait 400 years to get back at somebody? We ain't got 400 years. We ain't got 40 years. Right. Hell, we won't wait 4 minutes, will we? Oh, no. 400 years that king had the Most High say, no, you owe us for what you did when we was coming through the wilderness. You blocked the way. OG Jeremiah, you remember the movie Warriors? Where they had to make their way through New York.
All the boroughs.
This king blocked the way for us. He like, man, I don't care who you niggas is. I heard what y'all did to Pharaoh. Miss me with that. Y'all better go that way. So they wouldn't let us cut through, and we could have got to where we need to be much quicker. Right. Some nations said, come on through, y'all. We heard that. Y'all good here. And they passing us stuff like how them bike riders be riding. They be giving them water and stuff as they ride by. They was doing us like that. But this king right here, and 400 years he gave him to make that up. And he said, I'm finna put y'all down. But we'll discuss that. But let's hit this real quick. Exodus 2:11 through 15.
Got a quick question.
Go ahead.
Humble servant in the chat asked, it was told to me that the 144,000 will hunt and kill in the day of Christ. Well, in the day for Christ. Is this true?
No, that ain't true. I ain't never read it. I ain't never read it. Sound like some old cap stuff. But when you read, all you read Revelation 7, Revelation 14, and see if that's the truth. That's two witnesses right there with the 144,000. Now, they were men taken from this earth because they say they were redeemed from earth. So y'all run that whole 7th chapter and that whole 14th chapter because Dan ain't in that list. Dan on the gates, but he ain't in that 144 list. So you're going to have to find out why he ain't in there. So you'll get your answer in chapter 7 and chapter 14 of Revelation. Let's get it, y'all. Where we at? Exodus 2:11 through 15. Real quick, y'all.
And it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren and looked on their burden.
What he look on?
Their burden. And he spied an Egyptian smiting an Hebrew.
What was the Egyptian doing?
Smiting an Hebrew. One of his brethren.
One of his what?
Brethren. And he looked this way and that way. And when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand.
So you see how Moses is operating. He making sure that this thing don't get seen. But when you get into Jasher, I want y'all to read the 71st chapter, all of it. It's going to say the same thing. Moses was 18. So what was happening, what the Bible don't explain, when he saw what this Egyptian was doing, Egyptian had just broken this brother's house. This is what I'm talking about. You think white slavery was bad. Them Egyptians was brutal. This Egyptian came into this man's house, this Hebrew house, tied him up, and had relations with his wife in front of him. Now, when you get into Jasher 71, you're going to say, oh, that's why Moses did that. But there still have to be a way you do that. So what Jasher is also explaining is that the man got loose from the ropes, and instead of him attacking the man who just raped his wife, he took off running. Oh, no. And he going to go call the police. Help! Police! Help! police! And Moses saw him chasing him, and he was finna club him in the head and kill him to stop it. And Moses saw him and stopped it, and he said he ran up to Moses and ran behind Moses. He tried to kill me. Man, he came to my wife in front of me. Moses said, he did what? He did what? And the Egyptian, no, you better stand down, 2 Hebrew. Bring that down, I want to kill that nigga. And Moses put it on him quick. Dug a grave, buried him like he's supposed to. This tell you how he did. He was a righteous man. Buried him in the sand and say, look, don't worry about none of this. Well, in Jasher, when he get back home, his wife's brothers was at the house. And they was threatening to whoop his ASS. Because they say, you let a man come in here and rape our sister? Right. And you gonna try to blame her because she didn't holler or fight him off? They say, we gonna kill you. So he didn't have no more beef with that Egyptian that raped his wife because he dead. His beef now is with his wife's brothers who on his head about how you let a man come in here and rape our sister like this. You the head of this house, nigga, and you running and crying and hollering. You had a chance to kill that man and now you talking tough to her?
Yeah. Right.
You weren't talking tough while he having his way with it and you were trying to look away. Don't do it like that. Not that move. Not that move. Boy, look here. Boy, look here. All of the top licks was on the plate.
Not that move, huh?
Not that move. Yeah, yes, sir. Y'all, they sing about it in rap songs. Let's get some more, y'all. Where we at? Did we finish that? Yes, sir. So y'all read all of that Jasher 71. Y'all must read it to understand what we're talking about. And notice Moses just had to flee because they told. So he just did Numbers 35. He went to a place of refuge. He went up to Midian and Cush. And he had started a whole nother life there. That's where he met his first wife. Then he came back after the priest was dead. That's what the things do. Usually when that administration go out, another one come in. Moses came back to Egypt at that point. Just like Messiah, when Herod was dead, they came back to Jerusalem. Y'all understand? But all of it's based off of Numbers 35. To make sure a person that killed somebody, it possibly was self-defense. But their family members ain't gonna want to hear it. They gonna want vengeance right then. With the hell with the court, we the court.
Right.
No, you can't do that, y'all.
Cities of
refuge. Can't do it. It's cities of refuge. Cain was the first one that was sent to a city of refuge until his trial could be had, and so forth and so on. It's always been there. This law has always been there. Right. So y'all, we're gonna close out with that. But y'all, please read and look. The final sword of y'all, and this the final sword. Y'all read 1 Samuel. Y'all write this down, this homework, 15 all. And then you'll be prepared for the people to say, your God ain't no good. He putting down all the Amalek. But what they don't see is that also he shows no favoritism. Right. He had to put Saul and his whole house down because he told Saul. He said, I told you to kill everything and everybody. And Saul wouldn't kill the king. Right. Because he said, well, he my partner, man. We kind of been making a few deals together. And then not only that, but the cattle that he took that he was supposed to kill, he offered them cattle to the Lord. He said, you're going to offer me dead cattle, what I told you to kill. He said, I tell you what, you and your son's going to be here with me tomorrow. And that meant Joshua, who loved David. But because of what his daddy did. Jonathan. So Jonathan just told David, you know my crippled son. Man, I know I got to go for what my daddy did, but you know me and you, boy, man, just take care of my baby boy, the crippled boy. He sat at David's table his whole life, even though the Messiah said that whole house was being cut down. But a covenant that Jonathan David made was before that, so the Most High honored that covenant. Right. You understand what I'm saying? And then put the whole other. So there's two groups being put down in here. The whole house of Saul, and the whole house was supposed to be that Saul was supposed to kill, but because of favoritism, he didn't do it. You gonna bring back what's supposed to be slaughtered goats and not give yours? Right. Oh, I'll give them. They got to die anyway. Right. I don't see why the Lord want me to sacrifice one of these. Them good enough. Hell, he gonna kill them anyway.
That's the same mindset that Cain had.
Yes, sir.
He brought forth inferior fruit.
Inferior.
Yeah.
Fury.
Yeah, that's good. Well, yeah. So y'all read 1 Samuel 15, the final sword of y'all. Revelations chapter 19, verse 9 through 21. And then you'll see, I want y'all to read all of Matthew 5. That's the Sermon on the Mount of Olives. Not in Mount Sinai. This is the Messiah. He's in full Melchizedek order. Even though Aaron is still operating, but he's telling you, we finna run this like Melchizedek. We finna put you back in. Y'all out of basic training. You Pharisees, y'all want to stay in it. But we out of basic training now. Me and my disciples, we finna run Melchizedek. So y'all read all that Matthew 5. It's the Sermon on the Mount. This lining up with the law ain't nothing different. It's just up here versus having to whoop this. Y'all, so with that, we ain't got no more questions, do we?
What was that Revelation?
That Revelation 19, 9 through 21. Matthew 5, 5th chapter, all of it. Do we have any questions or concerns? Y'all, we got the Feast of Purim coming up. It's set for the Sabbath day. That's Saturday and Sunday, March the 23rd and 24th, are the days. Sister Deborah. Right. And all the sisters who's on the list. They're the go-to or the contact point for the Purim. If y'all want to send donations in to assist with that, we have the Cash App out there. Unless somebody just want to do cash, just label it on whatever you do. If you do Cash App or anything, just label for Purim. And we'll get everything we need to her so that we have everything we need for the homeless and the fatherless and the widows. We have everything for them that we need before the 23rd and the 24th, because we're going to hit the streets on that day and deliver all of those packages to the homeless and the fathers and the widowless if we're able to, Most High willing. And then after that, y'all, Passover is set for April the 22nd. That's on a Monday at evening. Now, Jake Calendar's got the 21st on it, online. We've already talked about we're going to get that adjusted so we all stay on the same point. But we'll adjust his 21st to the 22nd so we're all on point together. At the worst, y'all, we're only 12 hours off if that's the case. We still inside that day. So y'all, and then it's forecasted, so it may end up on that day anyway because it's forecasted. But because we have to get the location, we have to buy food, we cannot do it that day. It'll kill us.
Right.
So with that, y'all, we're gonna close out. Anybody got any more questions or concerns? How you doing, Michael? You good?
Yes, sir. Yeah, Alexa's birthday, 27 years later, is back on Passover.
Back on her birthday. His daughter was born on the Passover back in the day. And also, glad you mentioned that, bro, because that Passover that we had, Elijah was cooking. He had to leave to go to the hospital, and we was at our Eleazar's house. Eleazar lost his mom this week. She was 97 years old. Actually, her home ceremony, I'm gonna get to Naomi, we'll get it out. It's the 22nd of this month, which happened to would have been her 98th birthday. So I want to send condolences out to that brother and his family, his household, and I'll get that out in case y'all able to make that. Y'all know old school Eleazar. Yeah.
Michael had a birthday too.
When Michael had a birthday?
My son born on birthday at Tablet.
Your son? Your birthday today though?
No, my birthday on the 23rd.
Oh, your birthday on the 23rd, coming up. Yes, sir, on the Feast of Purim. Yeah, well, you ain't getting nothing. You're going to have to give on your birthday. On your birthday. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You do it like Christ.
That's what's up.
You gotta walk on the dark side. Make sure you take advantage of that tonight, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Family.
All right, family. We're going to get this closing prayer. And it is with the Most High's permission. And it's in the name of his only begotten and beloved Son, our Lord and Savior and our Redeemer, Yahushua HaMashiach. But we know him as Jesus the Christ, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Long live the King.
Long live the King.
Reading in the book of Psalms,
Read.
in the 32nd chapter, it reads,
Pull it out.
Blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven,
Yes, sir.
whose sin is covered.
Yes, sir.
Blessed is the man unto whom the Most High imputeth not iniquity, and in whose spirit
Yes, sir.
there is no guile. When I kept silence, my bones waxed old through my roaring all the day long. For day and night thy hand was heavy upon me. My moisture is turned into the drought of summer. Selah.
Selah.
I acknowledged my sin unto thee.
Yes, sir.
And mine iniquity have I not hid.
Yes.
I said, I will confess my transgressions unto the Most High.
Yes, sir.
And thou forgavest the iniquity of my sin. Selah.
Selah.
For this shall every one that is godly pray unto thee in a time when thou mayest be found. Surely in the floods of great waters they shall not come nigh unto him.
Yes.
Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance.
Yes, sir.
Selah.
Selah.
I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye. Be ye not as the horse or as the mule, which have no understanding, whose mouth must be held in with bit and bridle, lest they come near unto thee. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusteth in Yahweh, mercy shall compass him about.
Yes.
Be glad in the Most High.
Yes, sir.
And rejoice, ye righteous.
Yes.
And shout for joy,
Yes.
all ye that are upright in heart.
Hallelujah. Selah.
Yes, sir. Y'all got a shekel or two. We greatly appreciate it. Thank y'all so much, worldwide audience, for y'all continued support to the ministry and the worldwide radio station, y'all. Greatly appreciate y'all support.
Yes, sir.